Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Sunday. It's Romance of the Blue Rose. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. We are here for drama, tension, and some combat today. But before we get into that fun stuff, we're going to go around and let my fine, wonderful friends introduce themselves and who they're playing before we run into this combat, you know. And I think we should start with Pooja. Yeah, with you, because
It's me.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I am Pooja, and I am delighted to be back here yet another week to play Delme Ferox, our young, ever so eager adept who is unarmed and armor or less in a fight against a Lich. This is a first for her. Yeah. She don't know what she's doing. So she's mostly going to follow the Cornish folk and send Whisper to do the dirty work. As usual. Oh, and just so everybody knows, she's the one, I believe, hosting the call that has linked.
No, you're not.
I'm not?
Russ is, and
Russ.
that's why Russ
Russ
can only
is.
do...
Russ is hosting the call.
Russ is
Yeah.
hosting the call. It's why he can only do one thing.
But it's a full it's a full Sovereign's Finest call, so the Cornish boys are not in it, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. But at least Vashard's in it, so. And I believe it was the issue was communicated to Vashard.
The issue was communicated to Vashard, and Vashard is currently on his way. Whether he gets there or not...
Or not. You know, he could just decide to be like, nah. Meh.
Yeah, you know, all
Helpful.
the people I care about are not important.
Yep, all the people you care about are definitely not important. But you'll notice that we don't have a Russ right now, but he'll be back. He's on his way. He's flying around. But hopping over to Lindy. Hey, Lindy, how are you?
Me. I'm doing swell. Some might even say spiffy. And I'll be playing Ritka Sokolov, who, you know, has a candlestick, a marble candlestick. So she's prepared to fight liches, take names. Not really, but you know, better than if she had no candlestick at all. I did hit him with a book last week, so
You did throw a book at him, quite literally.
I did. I threw the book at him.
Mm-hmm.
Hit.
And
I had a wee hit. There was a weird fleshy noise, and that's what I was like. Oh, Lich, not great. But yeah, you know, she's ready to fight a Lich. That's not the Lich King.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then, last but certainly not least, hey Simon, how are you?
You know, I'm okay. Having problems IRL with digestive tract, but otherwise I am fine, and I am ready to probably go in and let all the animals do the help. I don't know exactly where everyone is at the moment. I mean, out of game. So it's going to be a surprise. But I do believe that both Asen and Ragnar are going to be much more useful than I will.
Well, I guess that's a good place for us to start this little recap of explaining where everyone is, because at last session, Delme decided a night, you know, after the tension of introducing Russ to her friend, the library, and some of the drama that the library is suffering, she decided to introduce her friends and get some relaxation by going a night on the town by introducing her friends to her other very good friend, Lysaea, who happens to own a very nice brothel bar brothel. The line is a little fuzzy.
Barthel?
A barthel, yeah, a barthel.
Barthel. I love it.
Yeah, you know, a very nice establishment in the in the Lake Ward. And then got some very important information about things that were happening, and some concerns that Lysaea had about the fact that there was lights being seen and guests going in and out of the Valent estate when Cecilia was with all of y'all out on envoy thingies, doing envoy-y stuff. You know, there wasn't more people out on the road, as it were. And people going in and out of her house. So people were concerned. So then there was the attempt to psychically communicate with Cecilia, because Cecilia had said that she needed to go visit her house to get some things and you know, check on things, and there was no answer from Cecilia. So then there was the rushed, rush of Delme, Ritka, Fedor, Dimitri, and Russ, and Whisper, to Cecilia's house in pedicabs. No one has their armor. No one has a weapon. When you arrived at Cecilia's house, one of the older household servants that Russ had seen around before but hadn't necessarily been introduced to, just one of the general older household servants, led you upstairs very politely as Delme put on a very fine performance as a very professional representative of the Sovereign's finest. And she ended up being escorted into the study where there was no one there, but Ritka, there was the sense, Delme sensed very dark, not good magic. There was no one visually there. Fireplace roaring, books along the shelf, large, heavy wooden desk off to one side, like kind of kitty corner in the room, so that there's a large kind of open space in front of the desk, slightly away from the fireplace, to which then Ritka determined that there was something there, but she couldn't figure, no one could see what it was, and Whisper knew that there was someone there, but didn't know who it was and couldn't see through it. So Ritka pulled a book and just chucked it. Now, mind you,
Surprise chucked it. Surprise eat.
Yeah, just chucked the book and threw the book at whatever was there. Now, as they were working through the house, there was some pilfering of candlesticks of the marble variety. So now Ritka, Fedor, and Dimitri all have... No. Yes. Ritka has one.
Yep.
Dimitri has one.
And Fedor has two.
And Fedor has...
our fighting styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His Fedor dual weapon, Dimitri is pole arm, and you are big smashy thing and shield. Russ is flying and circling, maintaining the psychic call. And then there was the revelation that this was, the invisibility dropped, and there was, Raoul Valent as a Lich with Cecilia, unconscious, perhaps, in the middle of a ritual circle on the floor with the door closed. And, rolled some psychic attack on Ritka. And I believe that's where we're supposed to pick up. Bishard, you are on Russ has communicated with you, and there's been a running communication, so you are aware of everything that happened since they left the bar. you are on your way. I need you to roll me a Constitution Stamina or a Fighting Athletics. Or, yeah.
I'm gonna go with stamina.
Cool, thanks. This will just tell me how many rounds it takes for you to get there. Also, and then I'll ask a couple questions from you as we get there.
Okay. Well, first of all, stamina.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot we're playing freaking Blue Rose.
Look,
So,
chat is up giving you constant stuff
Okay. I
already.
will repeat this again. I'm going to use a blessing, but you all know what's going to happen. There is very little chance for me to
Look.
roll any lower.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Still-
like, yeah, it's possible. I've seen it.
But a
But you
12
did
is
better.
much better.
Hey!
A
So we're
12
gonna
is much
stick with
better.
almost
the
double.
12.
A
Yeah.
12
you
is
rolled.
much better. So it will take you 3 rounds to get to the room. 2 rounds to get to the house. 3 rounds to get to the room. In
So
the
2
house.
plus 1. Oh, wait. I might have a thing.
What?
It's my new spell that I just want to see. No, okay, I can just like slow my breathing or recover very quickly.
Cool. But I think we need to change the music. There we go.
There.
Don't I hear it?
I think it was just, a better... Alright, so Siam is going to take Vashard and Ragnar and Aeson. All 3 rounds to get to you. I need, I need initiative rolls from everybody else.
That makes sense.
Please
Where
survive.
is my window?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, initiative.
And I need this up. I need this.
17 for Delme and Whisper.
Okay. So. And then. So that's Fedor and Dimitri are both rolling 14s.
Aw, it's so cute.
The Lich rolls a 13. Okay. So it's Delme, Fedor, Dimitri, Raoul, the Lich, and then Ritzka. And then 3 rounds until Bashard. Oh, and Whisper goes on your initiative. Remember, we're just going to Theater of Mind this because it's a very small room. I mean, small and it's like 10 by 15. So it's a decent sized room, but it's a room. There's a desk, bookshelves along the wall, and fireplace in the corner. That's one of those like low adobe fireplaces that you get in like New Mexico and Arizona. That's kind of like a beehive set in the corner. Because terracotta is beautiful and it works. Right. So.
Delme will.
And the line of the Kernish line of defense is in front of Delme. In case
Yes,
you need it.
we formed up in front of you with our candlesticks out.
I think. Well, first, upon seeing Cecilia on the ground, Whisper's gonna grrr, and run up and try to bite this mofo.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how she rolled.
Hold on one.
I don't know if a 14 will hit though.
well, 14 won't hit in general, but more importantly, I need to check one thing because of a thing that he has. So I need to check if that would. Unfortunately, Whisper goes running at this poor unfortunate soul, and bounces off like a barrier of some sort that kind of you can see around as you can see that flash of just arcane energy for a moment around the outside edge of this ritual circle.
Okay. In that case, Delme is going to
but you can all see it now. Well, for a moment.
Okay. Are there any is there anything around this room that Delme can grab and hit with as a weapon?
So many books.
Heavier than a book, like a book, like, you know,
Like an encyclopedia?
An encyclopedia or a beautiful bookend.
There's a like bronze candlestick on the desk to your in the corner to the left of this ritual circle.
Candlestick Brigade.
It is a candlestick brigade.
There aren't any there are a couple looking around this is Cecilia's working study, not her formal study, so there aren't the bookends that you would get because this is Cecilia's space. There is not room there's no room on this shelf for a bookend. That means that there's not more that takes away room for books, you know.
Yeah. I was just all right, so then
and it's not like this is a space where she's
not a tchotchke kind of gal.
No.
Nope.
Nah.
I always forget between striking with objects. Here we go. It requires an attack using intelligence shaping.
Mm-hmm.
But I also get to add my willpower to it now. First.
You make the attack roll first.
Yes. All right, let's do that.
And that counts as grabbing the object.
That's a 15.
I have to check what they called. I'm sorry. I'm doing got 6 things up.
No worries.
Yes.
The object deals 1d6 damage on a successful TN11 move object test, plus 1d6 damage per 2 outcome. So 2d6 with the result of 13, 3d6 with the result of 15.
Yes. And a 15 will just hit.
Okay, so 3d6. And then plus whatever we'll just figure out what her willpower is after I roll. So that's an 8 plus my willpower, which is 3.
So 11.
It's 11. 11.
So you describe how you fling this candlestick at Raoul's head. Which I'm assuming is what you're doing.
Yes. Well, what happens is it's going to happen at the exact same time that Whisperer goes kind of diving past. So hoping that kind of his attention is divided, Delme is going to grab. And I think you just see her wave her hand. It's not very intricate or elaborate. Delme has not learned the magical finesse of making things beautiful. It's more like, and this candlestick just goes, tumbling, not in a pretty spiral, but more like in the ass of her tea kettle spiral. And I think it just goes smashing into him and falls to I don't know if it would fall to the ground. I think she's still holding it up.
Yeah, it's you're still in the candlestick is still in your hand. Yeah, you're psychically still holding it.
Yeah, okay. And I think I have to roll fatigue as well, right?
Yes, you have to roll fatigue.
Let
to
me
beat
do that.
the 15. 15 or better. You're fine.
Okay. Sweet. And that's her turn. She's not going to move herself.
Yep. So, what
Yeah.
would you?
One question. There is no like flanking or anything in this game, right?
There are pack tactics for the puppers.
Okay.
If you had, like, Aeson and Ragnar.
So once Aeson gets here, that will come into play. Okay,
Yes.
good. Yeah, that's it for the turn for now.
All right. So, your friendly neighborhood Knights of the Skull. What would you like them all to do?
Oh, well, they got their candlesticks. And I'm sure we all have some pent up Lich trauma. So I think they want to go ham on this Lich with these candlesticks.
Okay.
I feel like that's a fair assessment, or at least one of them does. Which one? I don't know. The other might want to
Well, it's
stay
Fedor.
back and play regard. It's Fedor, yeah. Fedor might want to go ham. Dimitri might play guard. He might do the guard stance.
Dimitri is moving into guard stance, mostly because Dimitri is a polearm fighter, and this is a candlestick.
Yes.
I mean, he
has
can.
something if he need to. Yeah.
Yeah. But
We're all trained in multiple weapons.
you're all trained in multiple weapons, but he favors distance in his fighting styles.
100%. So he'll probably stay to guard Delmay.
And but Fedor is going to move forward and then try to, using these candlesticks, which are slightly unwieldy, so he's not going to get his full, I mean, he still does, but it's not as good.
That makes sense.
And he's gonna try to quickly strike twice.
Give him the old 1-2 with the candlesticks.
Yeah, striking low with his left hand and striking high with his right hand. So a 16 will hit.
Damn, boy.
It's me, I'm rolling.
Yeah. This is why I gave a candlestick to my Kernish bros.
And that I'm going to say, because these are improvised weapons, they'll do 1d6.
Yeah, that's an improvised. Improvised.
Plus yeah, so let's fight. No, it's plus strength, not plus fighting. So 11 damage from Fedor as he
He's got some pent up frustrations.
He does. And you know, this kind of whole thing was interrupting his date night, and he was just getting used to, like, having date night. But he's going to then attempt... Oh, wait, and he has stunt points. He has 4 stunt points. Do you want him to do anything with those 4 stunt points?
Can he do, like, a extra damagey blow with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You roll 1d6. So, 13 damage.
Dang. Nice. Good job, Fedor. Mighty blow. Yeah, he has 2 more. So we'll do pierce armor. So armor's rating's halved for that 13.
Okay. All right. And then Dimitri is stepping back into guard stance, so he is guarding your mage. Also something probably you were very used to doing in Kern, you know.
Yeah.
With a large number of adepts on the field when necessary. But now it's Raoul's turn.
It is. It is his turn.
It's Raoul's turn, and he's
really glad we didn't bring swords right now.
He's
But
kind of glad you didn't bring swords right
irked.
now, but you know.
He wasn't expecting us to be so good with candlesticks, or at least Fedor to be so good with candlesticks. I won't speak for myself or Dimitri yet.
So he's going to glance at Dimitri No, he's gonna do this at Fedor because Fedor is the one who just hit him, and is a pain in the butt. And helps if I write the right thing. Going to yes, roll it for as you see him just little sister bringing all of these uncivilized house guests, and he just reaches out his hand that's not holding the staff right now and squeezes a fist.
Oh no, he's force choking Fedor.
Kind of, yeah. Actually, he is.
Yeah.
How
dare.
you know, it's almost like there is that wonderful, very great kind of spell where he's you can actually see him just gripping in. I need to make Fedor make a Constitution stamina. He might even okay.
He's pretty. Yeah, both the boys are pretty good at stamina.
I mean, they do have stamina for
stamina.
But their constitution isn't that high.
Boys.
It's and he will not succeed. No, he will not succeed on that. So he is going to, what is it, an additional 1d6 for 2 points of outcome. So 15, 17, 19, so 3d6 plus 2d6, that's 5d6.
5d6, ouch.
And it's penetrating damage.
Oof.
Well, it's not like we had armor anyways.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. But this goes through your, oh, and this goes through, it wouldn't matter even if you succeeded. So, I rolled like crap though.
Yay!
But you see Fedor like gripping himself, and you can just see the tension as his muscle as he kind of starts to contort slightly, a lot as he is gripped in a
it's a little sorcery.
Yeah, just a little sorcery.
It's a little light sorcery.
And but fun fact, I have sorcery points. It's almost like I double check. And he will then, with his one hand gripping Fedor, bring the shield around and swish, and you see a bright light kind of go all around him. Everyone is pretty sure, well, the Kernish folks have seen this before. You know he just cast an arcane shield around himself.
Okay. Cool.
So, Ritzka.
So, I really want to hit this Lich with my candlestick, but there's also a Cecilia in a sorcery circle, like a magic circle.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get Cecilia out of the magic circle first.
Okay.
I want to, because I don't know what he's gonna do to her. So, I want to stop his evil plans, and that means probably taking Cecilia out of the magic circle. So yeah, that's what I want to try to nab Cecilia. I want a Cecilia nab.
You want a Cecilia nab. Okay.
Yeah. It's a major action, I'd like to think.
Yeah,
Cecilia nabbing.
Cecilia nabbing, you're dragging her away. I need you to...
It's like a might check, like lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 16.
You can begin to move her, but you feel this extra weight and resistance that's not her body weight. Like, you know how much.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how much she weighs.
Mhm.
And this reaffirms her. Yes, she should not be in this circle. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing.
So
Dragging
you
her
can
out.
you have her, but you can't start moving her back yet.
Okay, that's fine.
But you have her. She is in your.
I got her.
You got her. Delme.
Her in one hand, arm, candlestick in the other. Ready.
You all have survived round 1 with the Lich.
Whisper's gonna try again.
Mm-hmm.
She try. With a 16?
No. 16 will not hit.
No. Dear. Okay. Oh, I guess I should have made her aim first. Next time. Aiming is a
Minor action.
Minor.
action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What is it? What is the benefit of aiming?
You get a +1 to your roll.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that would have been a 17.
I think Delmate has one move right now. Okay, so now that she's already succeeded in holding it, is it just
You just didn't make the attack roll.
just the attack roll?
Yeah, you'll still have to roll fatigue after every attack,
Mm-hmm.
but now
I'm
it's
just
just
trying Attack. I don't know if I have like a just. Should I just do cast spell again?
yeah, you just roll it like you're casting the spell.
Okay. All right.
But
So
you're-
and does aiming help with this attack roll? It's because it's an intelligence shaping roll.
I wouldn't say.
Okay, that would make sense. Okay, no worries. Hey, come on. 14.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
As you just see it kind of glance off this glittering shield that's just right outside of him now. So you
Whale
are going
on
to
the
take 1 point of fatigue.
Okay.
Oh wait, I forgot that. No, I did that. I did add that. But you have survived, and now it is Fedor and Fedor's turn. Fedor is going to. I mean, he's slightly coughing, but it, you know. I do not believe it. Nope, it's just he was being force choked and now he's not. He is not grappled. So he's going to try to swing this candlestick again at this, you know,
This Lich.
this Lich. And we'll see what happens. If it works. And he will succeed. Right? No.
Fedor has a lot of pent up issues with liches.
He will succeed. I keep rolling doubles, guys. So he will get his. What do you want him to do with those 5 stunt points, people?
Oh gosh, with those 5 stunt points. He's a fighter, correct?
Mm-hmm. He is a warrior.
Okay. He's a warrior. That's what I meant. I knew that. This means we get to buy a stunt for cheaper, I thought.
Certain ones, yes.
Yeah. I think it's like
Whatever
90
stunts
blow
you
or
can
something.
get, he can get.
Yes. Dual strike for 3 instead of 4.
So you want him to make another
threatening.
attack?
No, because dual strike is against 2 targets. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
think he should. I think pierce armor, mighty blow. I think dealing damage against this guy is.
So mighty blow is an extra.
That's 4, and then he has 1 more left over. So maybe he can.
No, I'm just saying, mighty blow is
It's an extra d6.
is 1d6.
Yes.
That's
extra
what I was trying to do.
d6.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
12.
12 is better than 11, and it's pierce, armor piercing, so pierce armor. And then I think he will do a stay aware
Yeah.
for one stop point, just to make sure there's nothing he hasn't noticed. Anything in the room.
Yep.
That could be imperative.
Cool. Dimitri, what do you want him to do?
Maybe get ready for a Delme handoff, since he wants to be ranged and be protect.
Yep. Okay, so he's guarding Delme.
Or no, I meant get ready for a Cecilia
Cecilia.
handoff.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna come to try and help you. Cool. It's now Raoul's turn.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, well, he doesn't like this guy hitting him in the face. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, he's getting hit in the face. His sister's getting stolen.
Dragged away. He's not happy. He's just really not happy. So
And we haven't even acknowledged the things he said. We didn't even give him a sly word in response or a witty remark. We're just like, no, we're Kernish. We just get straight to business. And we have Delme for witty remarks if we want a witty remark. Like, so he's like, ha ha ha, my sister, blah blah blah, and then we just ignore him. I'm sure he's not feeling good about that either. He seems to like attention.
Yep, he's going to just make he's gonna do a thing. Ooh, I did not roll doubles, but I did roll.
You did
an
not.
18.
You did.
I need Fedor to make a willpower test. This might not go as well as his Constitution stamina test. Because he does not have a focus in... No, he does have one in self-discipline.
Good. Hey, look at us Kernish people with our self-discipline.
But a 14 is not an 18.
No.
So he is now, you can actually see Fedor's jaw clenching, and he drops one of the candlesticks in his hand.
Candlesticks.
He is
Oof.
not screaming in pain. However,
Yeah, because he's a good trained Kernish boy.
yeah, but he is currently under torment, and he is stunned and...
Oh, buddy, I know exactly what that is. What
You
that's
do.
like.
You do indeed.
I recognize this. I'm like, oh, buddy. Yeah.
So, that is the end. That Ritka.
I want to get Cecilia out of the circle and hand her to Dimitri. So that I'm within Lich beating distance. But also Cecilia is out of creepy magic circle range. So would that be another might check to
Yeah, it would be another might check to
get
move.
her out? Okay. 15.
You can pull her. She is halfway out of the circle, like her
Okay.
torso.
Yeah, and Dimitri's helping, so that
Dimitri is
might help. too.
Dimitri is helping now.
Cool.
So that is the end of round 2 of your survival against this Lich.
Look at us still surviving.
I know. It's poor Fedor is getting beat up. We're just like, all right. Don't worry, Fedor. I'm gonna help. Hopefully, help smack him
Listen,
in a minute.
Whisper's trying.
Whisper's
is
trying so hard
Whisper
and
is
so
trying
good.
so hard. Whisper is trying so hard. By now, Vishard, and you can...
He's at the house.
Yeah, he is at the house. You have been informed that
There's some
Vishard...
lights coming from a room in the back of the house.
There is light. Well, also, Russ is flying and currently, Russ is just flying and maintaining...
I'd like to think he's giving a narration.
He is. He is giving...
For
he is
Vishard,
giving,
yeah.
He is giving full-on...
Play-by-play.
Madden play-by-play color commentary. Probably less snark because it's Russ.
It's probably like some type of sorcery, not like it's specifically definitely torment.
Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, so Fedor is stunned. Delme.
Whisper is going to try again. If first she don't succeed, she keeps trying.
You can
She's
aim
a
this
good
time.
girl like that. That's a 16.
And
I should have aimed this time, but I didn't, did I? I just hit the roll button.
It's all good. Trust me, I understand that life.
Yeah.
So, yep. Nope. You just miss.
Delmy really needs a psychic weapon. She doesn't have one. I think what she's going to do is she's going to drop the candlestick
Okay. Allow it to fall.
and she's going to make a bad decision.
I am here for it. You don't want to. I am here for everyone's bad decisions.
Well,
Don't make
there's
me
two
use
options
sorcery.
here. How close has Cecilia been
She's
handed
halfway
off?
out. She's halfway out.
Like her shoulders and like she's to her waist is like her legs and lower torso. Are still
Okay,
inside
it's
the
time
circle.
for a horribly bad decision.
Yes, please.
It didn't work.
Oh,
Boo. Well, see, I don't know. Does bad stuff happen when you cast or when you succeed?
Well, what were you casting? You were casting a ward on.
Just around, like in basically to
Oh.
go up to where Lichy Boy is standing to help interfere with the Arcana. That's whatever's happening to Cecilia and kind of bring the rest of them into a bubble. That was the attempt.
That was the attempt. It did not succeed.
It did not succeed.
Roll me just Intelligence Arcana.
Okay, I can do that. Give me one
Because I want to see, because your spell doesn't do what it wants. Let's see if it does bad things. It does not currently do bad things. It just doesn't go off.
Yay! Not yet!
No, and this is nowhere near a Hall of Fame moment. Sorry. That's not a bad
Maybe next
decision.
time.
That's not a bad decision.
Well, I mean, given that she can't fight, she's like, I can hopefully her thought was immediately
that's a
let
great
me try
plot
to at least
for next
impede the
round.
magic
Yeah, no,
that's being cast.
Delme,
Yeah.
Pooja, that's not a bad decision. A bad decision.
Oh, the bad decision.
A bad
The
decision.
bad decision is because it's meditative.
That is
'Cause
right.
it's wild magic.
It's
The
wild
bad
magic.
decision is because it's wild magic
Magic.
for her.
It is, but I want to point out that it's not really a bad decision. That's a thought-out problem. A bad decision, and you can experience it from my table, is 2 weeks ago when Pope called an orbital strike on his own location.
On his
Yeah.
location without leaving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe it's more of a chaotic decision.
Exactly.
There you
A
go.
chaotic decision.
We respect that.
We're okay with that. I'm just saying.
Listen, she tried.
I have a different scale for bad decisions.
A different
Fair.
scale.
So Fedor is stunned because he is under
Yeah.
torment. He is not
Actually,
screaming.
DM,
Yes.
before we move on, because I have a lot of conviction, can I just try to re-roll that ward?
Yes, you can. You definitely can. You always can.
Thank you. I always forget about it. And then I was just looking at my conviction. I was like, wait, I have enough to where I should give that a
Give it a
try.
roll.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
give it a
give it a roll. It's a 12. I don't know what I don't remember what the
DV is.
TN is. Let me check if it's on here.
Ward is the TN varies.
Oh, it depends on the casting.
Yeah, because in this case, go ahead and roll. I'm gonna have him roll because the magic in this case will go off. If the ward, the question is if the ward is successful against the spell that he already has in place.
Yes, that is what my attempt is.
And that is a more complicated question. I need... There we go. I can fix things on the fly. Hello. Mute my phone because that's it. Sorry guys. So where was I? Oh. It's against the spell he's already cast. Yeah, a 21. The magic will go off, but it doesn't have any effect on his spell.
Okay.
However, because the ward does go off, that does mean that now... What's going on? There we go. Now, I do need you to roll that d10.
Okay. Just a d10?
Just a d10.
Do we time travel with Brother Dearest?
No, you don't. You would have
Okay.
wanted that.
Oh.
Hey, Russ! I cast a ward and rolled a 1 on my wild magic d10. Good
That
things
good?
can only result.
Is that good?
We don't know.
I'm going to say it's great.
Listen, Delme can't do much, so she thought protecting the unconscious Cecilia on the ground with the ward was the best option.
It seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, you have a goddess looking out for you, so I'm sure it's fine.
Wild magic's gonna wild.
I has a
Yeah.
question.
Oh dear. Okay.
Who wants to roll 3d6?
Someone else should.
I'll do
Trooper should.
Nope. I feel like you should. I feel like you should. You know, because your magic, it's wild.
All right. We'll do it.
All right. Most reluctant. All right.
Of course. Max damage, or if it's damage, I don't know.
You wish it was damage. I almost
No,
wish it was
no.
damage.
Oh no! Oh no!
Where's my blue rose?
I'm scared.
Kind of should
Don't be
at
scared.
this point. Here we go.
Don't know what that 16 applies to, but I guess it's not good for us.
We're going
It
to pretend
applies
it's
to
good
our
for us.
future tears.
Oh, okay.
As you cast this ward, you see it kind of shimmer. Again, try to come into place, and you see it kind of try and coalesce around the unconscious form of Cecilia as Ritka and Dimitri are trying to drag her out of this ritual circle, and you see the weight at which they're moving and the slowness that they're traveling and how this isn't actually going well. And you see the ward kind of flash against the light of this ritual circle, and you see the two kind of go, and then you see a flash that kind of sparkles in front of your eyes, and then you see another flash kind of pop flashes around the room,
No.
and then you see coalescing kind of emerging from the floor and just kind of developing as they almost pull themselves up, these unliving walking dead. 16 of them.
Maybe they'll be friendly to us.
Do they listen to my commands?
No, they don't.
Oh,
No.
damn it. I tried. Okay.
Do they just want to party? Are they just party skeletons?
So, I mean, right now there are 16 undead. Well, there are walking dead. 16 of them.
But my question here:
You
do they
rolled
have
it.
weapons?
It's okay. We'll just have Ragnar come sit
Roll
on.
Who wants to roll the D100?
Not me.
I'll roll it. I
Yeah.
suggested it. Unless Trooper's rolls were on fire in Call of Cthulhu today, I will roll it. 2. It's either really good or really bad based on Call of
That's true.
Cthulhu
They
rules.
do not have
That'd be
weapons.
awesome. Okay, that's almost disappointing. I kind of wish at least one of them did, and I could take their weapons. And then
You
use
know,
them.
they could use each other as weapons.
They could. You
Just
know,
throw a bag
bone
of bones
club's a
at
weapon.
somebody.
A bone club, like a femur, that's a weapon.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
gotta yank out a femur and then beat a lich with it.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Vashar, did you hear the multiple ways in which things got worse while you were?
Yes,
Ah,
I
yeah,
heard
okay, cool.
everything still. And I sent messages on Discord in case
Yeah.
I
wasn't
saw.
connected.
And the messages said,
It's a very
"Help!"
crowded room with like 20
Yeah,
something
they're
people
slowly
in here.
kind of emerging around this ritual circle. To
Character sheet.
summarize what this looks like, Fedor's turn is going to be skipped because he is still racked with pain and he is stunned.
Fair.
Dimitri is trying to pull Cecilia with
Cecilia.
you.
Is he able to get her out?
I will roll his Constitution stamina.
Or his strength might?
His strength might, thank you. Which is actually equal, so that's a
Okay.
good thing.
Yeah.
18.
Hey!
Yes, he will manage to pull her, like, you've got her just out of the ritual circle. And
Okay.
now you have, by the way, I'm putting the 16 Walking Dead at the end of initiative just because it's easier.
That's fair. That's super fair. Yeah. But Dimitri has the damsel in distress, and he can now protect.
He can.
So
he can now protect. He will.
That's his job.
He will. He.
And I can beat up some undead.
Yep.
That's
But now it is Raoul's turn, and
It is.
I need to check a thing. Because this is just becoming more and more complicated. Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fun things, and then
Bad things?
well, I mean fun things because it's not a spell he needs to maintain. It just happens. It just means that Fedor will eventually get a roll, but
Fedor at the start of each of Fedor's turns.
turns.
He should
Yeah,
get
he gets a roll of willpower. So I forgot to roll for this turn, but he does not succeed. But hey, person, he will, because he's a lich and a sorcerer. These these Walking Dead are now all under his control.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, they're in his house and they're under his control.
I feel like it's no longer his house because he died.
But he's a lich, so he's unliving, which means there's
He's not
a whole
dead.
bunch of
He's unliving.
He's not.
But he was dead for a time period, like 3 days.
He at least was really good at playing dead.
Yep. So he's then going to reach out and attempt to source grab Ritzka, because you're there with a weapon and
I am.
with a 22. Apparently, I'm rolling well tonight.
Yeah. What is that to resist? Because I don't think I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna try.
Constitution stamina.
Okay. You never know.
You never know; it could be possible.
No. Do not.
So it's 2 points per outcome per 1d6 up to 66. So 66.
18, 20, 24. 4 plus the however many is base.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 66.
Cool.
Because his base is higher because he's a lich.
Yeah.
Do I have any? I do not get stunt points this round. So that's 24 damage that will
Cool.
goes. Even if you had succeeded, you only take half.
Yeah.
You would still take half damage as you are gripped, and you feel this like pressure against your entire
Yeah.
torso. And he smirks, and just you hear him. This nail, like his normal voice is grating in an annoying posh kind of way, but this now you feel that you all hear this like underlying grating sound that just is atonal and dissonant as he orders all of the Walking Dead to attack you and get that you will make to subdue you, because you will make wonderful sacrifices to complete his ritual. Ritzka, your turn.
Well, I want to wipe that grin off his face with a candlestick.
You're in the study with a candlestick. Go.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that a candlestick falls under a bludgeoning?
I will say the
Weapons group.
candlestick falls under a bludgeoning. Yeah, we
Cool,
discussed this.
Yeah, we'll just roll as if I'm using my flail then, because that's a bludgeoning.
Mhm.
21 with 4 stun points.
21 will definitely hit.
Okay.
Even with his arcane shield, that will definitely hit.
Okay, so here is damage. Boop. I just used brawling because that's a d6.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna use armor piercing, and because I don't know how much armor he has, and then mighty blow for an extra
D6.
1d6. Yeah. Wow, 4 damage. But you know, at least his armor's halved.
Yeah, that means he actually will take damage. That's about it.
That's great.
Um,
I hit him right in the right where the smirk is. I'm just like, dink, it may not do a lot, but it just enough to wipe the smirk off.
yeah, just enough.
Wait. Point of order.
Yes.
You have 5 stunt points, Ritka, rather than 4.
Oh, well,
Do you need more?
no, that'll be fine. Just getting the smirk off his face is enough for this round.
Wait,
Yeah.
can you
Might need this-
use your stunt points to set anyone else up? Because I think
Yeah, but-
Whisper goes after you.
Let's see, how many is that? Setup is 3 stunt points.
Yeah, setup is 3.
So you spent how many so far?
I spent all 4 that I rolled.
Oh, you spent all 4. Never mind.
But you
Yeah.
get an extra 1.
Yeah, but 1 is...
1
Yeah.
is not enough.
One
But
is
I
One's
can
not
not
give
enough.
you more.
Let's just say that for those 16 skeletons.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Walking Dead. They're not skeletons.
Yes.
They're walking dead.
Oh, well, I like to imagine them as skeletons. It
No,
makes me
these
really
are
happy.
zombies. We got zombies.
Oh,
we got
that's less
shambling-
fun.
You all generate an
Long
extra
claw.
stunt point.
Oh,
I can
zombos.
still pull out one of their femurs and beat this lich with it if I need to, though. So
I mean, I think the candlestick will do more damage than the femur. I'm just saying.
yeah, I don't have enough time to tie them both together to get that leverage. So
Yeah.
fair.
After the Walking Dead, Vishard will actually enter the round. Because they get to go. They get to
Yeah.
go first.
fair.
Cool.
And where am I on the initiative order?
You are not on the initiative order because you were doing the same thing repeatedly, so I
Yeah.
didn't put you in there yet. I was going to have you roll at the start
After
when...
Vishard, basically after Vishard comes in.
Yeah. Because I also wasn't 100%...
Although things have changed, 'cause we now have 16 undead. So
Yeah,
that has
things-
changed.
Mhm.
the
Things
situation.
have
Yeah.
changed, and I was also kind of waiting
They
for you
want to
get
drop
here.
the call.
Might
I might
also
have to drop
Bashard will
it.
be here, so you know.
Yeah, Vishard will be here, and other things will happen, and this will get much more complicated because we have 16, technically 17 undead, unliving people, but 16 walking dead and a lich. So, hold on. I need to... Okay, so, Fedor, Dimitri, Delmay, Ritka, 4! Each of you are going to take 4 attacks.
4.
as-
That's fair. Yeah.
the 4 of you, there are 4 attacks. They are each going to
Attracts.
try and attack you.
Yeah.
So these are, but they're walking dead, and so they're basically like clawing at you, and they're, you know. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, cool. So, first 4 attacks on Delmay, just gonna go in the order of the initiative, because it makes my life easier. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Any of those hit you?
So my defense is only 11,
So, 3 of those will hit you.
and I have an
And-
armor of 2.
So, we're gonna roll. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just roll all of they each. They're clawing at you with, and they're just kind of like slowly decomposing. Have pulled, like the skin is kind of pulled back and just sharpened into nice long claws.
Mm-hmm.
6 plus 2. All right. So 1, 2, 3. So 7, 6, 8, but you get to subtract whatever your armor is for each of these attacks. And because I rolled doubles +3 because of stunt points, they have swarm attacks, so you're going to take 1 extra attack. Because they get to automatically make an extra attack because of swarm tactics.
Alrighty.
Because... So 7, 13, and 8. Each, so 3... Whatever your armor is 4?
2.
So your armor is 2, so 5, 4, 6.
And 6, yeah. So I took that. And what about the last attack?
The last attack is 18, which will hit you. Luckily, it doesn't generate stun points. Otherwise, that would have been a mess. And then an additional 1d6 plus 2. So 6 more damage to you.
Okay. Luckily, Dummy is pretty hardy.
All right.
She is down to 58.
I'm at 58 at the moment.
And Crit and Cole just very kindly gave you all conviction points, because you know.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh boy.
So next, Fedor and Dimitri. Fedor's gonna have a problem
No.
Yeah.
because he can't use his because he's not. Well, the 6 won't hit, the 11 won't hit, but the 13 will, and there's stunt points, so I'm just gonna roll the extra attack. The 11 won't hit. D6. 2. 5. He's gonna take one of those, and yeah, he's in pain and can't do anything, but he's taking damage. Alright, and then against Dimitri, who is distracted trying to drag Cecilia away. 1, 2, 3. Only the 14 will hit, and again, another extra attack because of swarm tactics. So 12 will not hit, so only +1 +2. That's 8. He'll take 4. You just kind of see him kind of grunt as this one strike goes across his back as he's dragging Cecilia out of the way, kind of turning his body in such a way that the just as he's trying to protect Cecilia. And then Britska. 1,
Hi.
2,
Yeah.
3.
My defense is 11.
So 3 of those will hit. Ooh, and only 1
It
extra
meets
attack.
it beats it in the system. It's not defender.
No, it's
defender
meets
gets
it
it.
beat.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's meets it beat, and 1 extra attack. So 12. So 2 attacks
No,
will
all 4
take
hit.
damage. All 4 hit. Yeah, that's right. So 1,
Because 11 is
2.
you only have to.
3, 4. There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Minus your hero's armor.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. I have just done 16. And now, Vashard, you can hear as you've come up to this house, you've also been getting color commentary from Russ this entire time, describing. Russ is good. He's not quite Madden good because he isn't giving as much, it's not quite full on.
He's a bit stoic.
He's a bit stoic in it. He needs to work a little bit on the the emotion in the in the expressing that anticipation, emotion, and frustration in his voice, his psychic voice. You've made it through the house, which again is this long kind of Roman villa with a central atrium and what is an impluvium in English? Water, like a pool of water and get out in the middle of the.
Oh yeah, like a cistern.
No, like a fountain.
Like a
Yeah, the
fountain
sunken-
pool,
Yeah, okay, it's like a yeah.
sunken
Okay.
in the courtyard
Yeah, I
area.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like an in-ground pool.
yeah, it's like, but it's like only like
It's
2.5,
small.
3 feet.
Mhm.
And it's designed to be a water collection source that will function kind of like a cistern, but it's not a full cistern. It is an impluvium. Teach too much Latin, you only think of things in their original language. If you've made your way up this quasi, turn, not full spiral staircase to this study in the back where you can hear the sounds of combat coming from. And Whisper upset. And Russ giving you commentary. By the way, Russ,
Including directions on how to get here.
including directions on how to get here. Russ, you are now tied at the top of initiative with Delme. Vishard, what are you, Asen, and Ragnar going to do?
How big is this room? This study's
10
not
by
that big,
15.
right? Hmm.
There's
10
enough.
by 15.
Yeah.
Russ, did you tell me that there were a bunch of undead?
Yeah, they just happened, so I did. Oh, yep. Now there's 16 zombies attacking people. A lot of them.
I'm going in
No one has
full
weapons.
purifying light,
Mhm.
and I'm going in first.
I have 3 very important questions now that you are coming in all bright and shiny.
Yes.
Number 1, did you take time to put this armor on because you had been hanging out at home at the villa?
No, I would not have my armor on.
Cool, no armor. I'm assuming you brought your weapon. Did you bring anybody
Yes.
else's?
I told you we didn't have anything but, candlesticks. Bed knobs, broomsticks, makers, candlestick makers.
Um,
Well, if we
It
had
dep-
broomsticks, Dimitri would be set. He'd be like, finally, something with reach.
it depends only on how much time I would have had.
I mean, all the weapons would have been together, roughly. I mean, like in the general area, right?
Although I would have told them that we were going to go and look for Cecilia before the attack happened.
Yes, you
Right,
were
'cause
told. You were
yeah.
told that you were looking for Cecilia, and you were told, and this is why you were already moving in early.
Yeah.
Because
We
you were
did
told
say
that
we thought she was in danger.
Yeah,
or she was in
yeah.
trouble.
because she didn't respond to the psychic call. That's why they were going to look for her.
I think I would only pick up, so I have my longsword, of course. I'm not bringing my bow because I don't have time to put the quiver on and everything. My hatchet, because it's always tied on my on the side of my scabbard, and then if I have time to grab Ritka's mace.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, did I see Delme have any weapon during the game so far?
Delme has
I
her
have a staff.
but
That's all I have.
She
I
usually
would-
takes one of Ritka's weapons, actually.
Yeah, I usually
she
use
does.
one of Ritka's
Typically, yes.
indexes.
Then in that case, I would only grab the mace because I'd give my axe to Delme.
okay. So just to clarify, you're bringing Ritka's mace, you're carrying your axe and your longsword. You're not bringing any weapons for Fedor or Dimitri.
Nope.
Cool. Good to know. Thanks.
Can't quite be sure where they were or if they were with them.
Well, they
Well,
haven't
came-
had
went,
their
they
weapons.
went out with us.
Well, they
Yeah.
haven't. They don't have their weapons because you guys
No.
have them at the moment.
Mhm.
But so you bust open the door, which takes a half second because it was locked. But I'm not gonna make you try and have to worry about it. Ragnar can take this door down. And you are bright, full, shiny. There are 16 Walking Dead zombies attacking
Not
your
for
friends, and a
long.
lich standing over a ritual circle with Cecilia on the ground and Russ flying around in the air.
Yeah. Cecilia's not in the ritual circle anymore, though.
She's just near it.
Yes.
So any dark, that's gonna be my major action because I have no choice. So any dark fiend, unliving creature, or anyone who has embraced corruption must make a successful willpower, faith, or self-discipline against my TN, which is
Your spellcasting when you sail.
13.
Your T is a 13. You don't have to roll for it.
15. I'm sorry, it's 15. No, because it's 12 plus my willpower.
Oh, okay. So willpower. Okay, so
So they do willpower, faith, or self-discipline, and the number they have to beat is 15.
okay, so we're going to do a bunch of undead.
Technically, by the way, this is on the start of their turn, in order to remain there. So like they don't
It's
flee
both.
until the start of their turn.
Okay, so it's not until
It's
the start
both.
of their turn.
Well, it's either to enter the area or to remain there. But like if I force the area onto them,
Yeah, they're not entering it. You're entering them, so it's about them remaining. So I would say it is on their turn.
It's both.
What? Where?
Yeah. So it says, you as a major action, you call for the shining light, 30 feet across, maintaining its total concentration, which is a major action. Any dark fiend, unliving creature, or anyone who has embraced corruption must make a successful willpower check against 12 plus your willpower in order to enter the area. A failed test means the creature cannot enter the area and must leave it immediately already inside, and also again
okay.
on each creature's turns.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
It's
so they
both.
have to leave immediately. Okay.
So it's
Cool.
it's on your turn and then on their turn. So every turn,
Okay,
immediately
so-
when you do
Awesome.
it, and then every turn.
So these are your Walking Dead. No. No. Nope. 1, 2, 3,
That's 6.
7,
Oh,
7.
one of them. Yeah.
8, 9, 10,
6 more.
11, 12, 13, 14,
Mhm.
15, 16. 2!
So 2
And
out of 16 will
the Lich.
And the Lich.
I know, but I had to do them
Oh,
first because
yeah.
they have different stats than the Lich.
Yes. Yes. This is fair.
Mhm.
But 2
Two.
so far.
Two.
2 and probably the Lich. But you know, he might crit fail.
Yes, I had to do them first because Raoul has different stats than these rambling, shambling dead. Ooh, I almost feel bad for this, but I really don't. No, he doesn't fail.
That's fair.
That's good.
So what we're going to say is, as this Vashard comes in with a bright shiningness, weapon drawn, I'm assuming, just for the heroic image of this, the white light, just kind of golden light, pushes off of you and vaporizes 14 of these 16 undead, and it hits this Raoul, and it just kind of washes over him, and he just does one of these, like, where he looks down and brushes off his shoulder. Well, aren't you entertaining? Something interesting now.
And I think it's at that moment that Vishard just bends down a little and a giant wolf jumps over him and goes for the throat of Raoul.
Cool. Roll it.
He's gonna try. Can Asen
Can Asen do what?
do we have like our full range of actions?
Yes, yeah. Full actions. Everything about the actions are there. You just don't have armor.
Yeah,
And
no,
they
that's
didn't
okay.
have weapons.
Action. So that's going to be a charge attack, basically, that he's doing. So
Cool.
with a +1, so I'm just gonna aim for
Plus
that.
2.
No, it's because I can't aim.
Oh
but
yeah,
there's
you,
no
you can't
button
aim,
for
but you're
like
using
basic
the,
+1.
You're using the +1 from aim to do the charge attack.
Yeah,
The
would a
17
17 hit?
will not hit.
Oh god.
Because you see, why did this do
Yep.
the, you see
He's gonna use one of his own conviction.
he's gonna use one of his own conviction to reroll. Well, what you see, for 20, the 20 will hit. The 20 will hit.
That would be 21, actually. Sorry,
the 21
because
will
I
hit.
unchecked that. Cool, with 5 stunt points.
Yes, that will roll.
See, when the pupper rerolls, it's
Yeah.
Epic.
Well, no, because Asen's epic.
I have a question.
Yes.
just.
Does the pupper count as an ally?
The pupper gets pack tactics from Whisper.
Yeah, but there needs to be 3 other wolves.
No,
So-
but does it count as an ally?
Oh, yeah.
Also, would pack tactics not work with Ragnar?
Pack tactics will work with Ragnar.
Yeah, because
Sure.
okay.
Because if it counts as an ally, then that is 6 stunt points, not 5.
Oh.
All of my allies get an extra. Whenever you generate stunt points, you get 1 extra as long as you are inside of me.
Yes, I
Because
will
I'm very
definitely. I
inspiring.
will say that Asen is an ally of. By this point, is definitely an ally of Russ.
So that is 6.
6 stun points. What is Asen gonna do to Raoul?
Oh my god, it's okay, wait.
Murder.
No, there's a they also have a certain
Favorite stunts.
yeah, and I think the favorite stunts are the ones that they can do for less or
Yes.
something like that.
Most of the time. Well, no. Favorite stunts are just the normal ones. Then there are specific
Okay,
stunts that
the
they
one-
can do that are at less.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. All right. So for 6 points, here's what he's going to do. Because we can, he's gonna spend 4 points to dual strike. So that it affects Raoul and one of the 2 skeletons that are still there.
Yes, and you have to roll the second attack, right?
Yeah. And then, does Raoul look like he's fairly well armored?
He looks like he's shiny.
Then
he
he's
might
gonna
have-
bite down a little harder and use pierce armor.
Yeah, that makes sense. He looks like he's shiny. He doesn't look like he's wearing armor. He just looks shiny.
Okay. Then that's gonna be 14 damage
For pierce armor.
on Raoul. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I need to roll the other
Yeah, you need to roll attack against. Yeah, that's gonna
18
hit.
on the skeleton
The Walking Dead zombie is
for 11 damage.
hold please. I am. Yeah, he will knock in. It's almost like he knocks in. He bites down to knock in, and then at the same time, he pivots with his back leg to knock the zombie away from Dimitri. Because Dimitri is up close to this ritual circle and trying to pull Cecilia away. So that was one of the ones that was. He was one of the 2 that were still closest. And he'll do significant. It's like the Walking Dead zombie will stagger a little, but he's still upright.
Mm-hmm.
And they are just mindless and feel no pain. But hey, top of the round. Cool.
Do I roll my initiative?
Yes, please. Roll your initiative.
12.
12. That puts you with Ritka. Cool. Delme and Russ. Top of the round. Welcome to round 4.
I continue flying and I keep the psychic call up because we have the we have a shard here, so we're good. So everyone can still communicate.
Cool.
Let's see. All right, that makes sense. Whisper is going to follow her boy Asen. And what is pack tactics are gonna come out? Remember.
As soon as
it's they can pack tactic. It's something about they perform stunts for 1 less SP than normal.
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then so people are attempting to knock them prone need more or something like that.
Yeah, they're attacking to knock them prone or higher.
Okay. Right. So Whisper's going to try to bitey bite.
Okay.
She's a wolf with a grudge.
Yeah.
She's gonna aim.
It.
We're aiming. Now we're rolling. Let's. Ooh.
Yes,
That's a
that will
21.
hit. That will hit.
I will be looking at the stun points momentarily. In the meantime, let's do damage. Teeth and that's 10 damage. Now let me look at the Whisper stunt points. Combat stunts for Whisper. Let's see. Roll 20. So she has. Does she also get an extra one from Russ?
Yeah.
Okay, so she has 5. Her favorite stunts are knock prone and set up. So it sounds like that's what she's gonna want to do. She's gonna want to knock prone is -1 stunt points, right? So she'll use 1 stunt point to try to knock prone. She will use 2 to do mighty blow, which is an extra d6. Woo! An extra 6.
Mm-hmm.
And she still has 2 more left. I think we'll do pierce armor, which means target's armor rating is half. Oh no, not
Yeah.
half versus this attack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all
But
Whisper
16
Girl
damage
does.
will have half armor instead of full armor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's 16 damage.
Yeah, it's the
has
total
armor.
damage that you make this round will have half value.
And that was Whisper's attack.
So yes, Whisper goes flying over and just is tired of going for the knee and goes high to put into the full torso and knocks back. Raoul, unfortunately, he cannot be fully knocked prone, but he can be knocked back.
Yep. I think the main thing is that it gives people after me,
Yes.
after Whisper, a bonus, right?
Yeah, the attack after you.
Well, would that be the attack after Whisper? So would that be me?
No, it actually says that bonus is only for prone characters.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So like if a person is prone, you get a +1 bonus.
But she also got set up out of it. She used a different amount of stun points to set up.
Oh, that's a +2 for the next.
Set up and knock prone are 2 different things.
You get to pick an ally, and that person gets a +2 bonus on their next ability test of their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Whisper will pick Asen.
Yeah.
It's a pupper love. As for Delme, she is going to. Well, her ward didn't stop nothing.
Mm-mm.
And the zombies aren't doing anything arcane, right? As far as so far that we've seen.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're gonna drop ward, and she's going to try to. Does Vashard have an extra hand axe or something at his belt?
You would see that. I think the way it happened when he came in he would have drawn the sword from the scabbard, holding the scabbard in one hand, the sword in the other, and just like, if it's possible, I would have discarded the scabbard. There's a hatchet tied to the side of it.
Okay. Delme would like to use the move object to. So as a minor action, she would like to grab the hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
She does have fatigue, so we're gonna see how this works. 15
Mm-hmm.
to grab the hatchet, and then I was trying to read what the actual.
You have to make the attack roll with accuracy.
Okay, the attack roll is accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I just roll my accuracy.
Yeah, and you get to add
Okay.
you get to add the +2 for the arcane for the spellcasting ability.
So 14 to hit.
14 is not going to shiny self.
Fair.
I mean, it looks really kind of cool because he's got, that pulled back dark blue purple skin that's kind of pulled against his face of a lich. Very skeletal structure, but it's just got this slight iridescence on it because he's an arcane shield up.
I'm just saying, corruption is bad for your skin.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's got perfect skin. It's shiny and everything. He just doesn't have it. I mean, it's a little dry, but...
Oh wait, no, it's not accuracy to roll. My attack roll is also intelligence shaping.
Oh, okay. So then, sorry, re-roll it.
No worries. It's just very confusing to be rolling with intelligence shaping. Same roll, so
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It's all the
matter.
same.
And you succeed on your fatigue test, so you do not get another point of fatigue.
Phew.
So it's Fedor's turn. He's gonna try and overcome this torment that's fucking him up. 17 will not work. He needs one more. Dimitri. What do you want Dimitri to do? He's pulling Cecilia. You want him to keep pulling Cecilia out? Okay, Cecilia
Yes.
is now fully out of the ritual circle, and Dimitri is pulling her behind the Kurnish line.
Yes. Good job. Good boy.
And now it's Raoul's turn, and he's like,
Does Fedor get a save? against
Fedor
Torment?
tried to save, but he needed one more to make
Oh.
the save.
Raoul should
Oh,
make that
buddy.
save against the purifying light.
Yeah, I'm going to. Give me a second.
I'm just saying, light.
I know.
I just
don't
had
think it's
hope for
going
Fedor.
to fail,
that's all.
though.
I would like to point out, he has to make his save. He's making his save. Even on an 18, he makes a save.
That was so close. That was so close.
Gotta roll less than 5.
Yeah, I mean, on that
Four.
last die, there were
There was a possibility he could have failed.
There was a possibility.
50% chance of it failing.
Yeah.
It could have worked. It could have failed. It
It
definitely
would
could
have been. It
But
would
now
have been
he's like,
hilarious.
Fuck you, shiny boy. You're not
Hello.
fun. I don't like you. You're shiny. You need to stop being shiny. So, oh yeah, that's right. I need you to make a willpower, what is it? Willpower, faith, self-discipline? Is that your option?
I got faith.
I want to make sure I'm giving you the right options because you have multiple options. Courage, faith, or self-discipline. And he rolled crap, but
I
And you get a
have
+1 from
faith.
me.
And they do the jingle jangle. Is it fear?
no. This is sorcery.
Okay. No. But it's because instead, so whenever I would test for fear, I can use body control
Yeah, no, this is
to
this
resist
is-
fear instead.
No, this is
Okay, so
this
that's
is
not. That's
torment.
just a spell.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's do faith. Do not fail me now, gods of. Ooh,
And
that
plus
was
1.
Close, but that's a 16.
So it's only one extra, so 2. Ooh, and I have 2 stunt points. And he doesn't like you because you're shiny, and he really doesn't like you. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't like him either.
I mean,
By the way, he just met me. If he took the time to know me,
yeah,
he'd
gonna judge you,
realize
clearly.
I'm. Yeah.
yeah. So 3 and oh yeah, that's right. He's gonna do a powerful channeling, so he's just gonna up this to do more damage to you. By the way, this is Torment. So you're going to. You are now in pain. You are going
Ooh,
to
I have
take.
a spell for that.
You're currently suffering terrible pain, and he, as he can do this, maintain concentration on both you and Fedor at the same time, because he's a freaking lich. And you are now stunned. You cannot take any actions due to the amount of pain that you're in. But you also take 2d6 damage.
He is a nasty torment.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lich. Liches be like that.
Ow.
On your
just
turn, you
4?
get to make a save
does,
again.
Does my armor count in that?
No.
No?
It's going through your brain.
Oh yeah, just checking.
Nope, it goes through armor.
Awesome.
Ritzka and Bashard, you're both on the same round. You can now make that test again. You still need to beat the 18. For the count.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Does my light thingy, I figure it fades because I can't focus on it?
You're unable to take actions. Is it an action for you to maintain?
Yeah, it's a major action.
Then it
to
will.
maintain.
Then it will fade. Yes.
All right. Then I will faith. That was supposed to be a 15 again.
Nope.
So I will use a point of conviction from. Do you mind if I use from the pool?
Go for it.
All right. Using from the pool.
I know torment is nasty because I
And you get a
have
+1 for me.
it.
14. That would be.
15.
That would be a 15 again. You know what? I'm going to use a point of my own conviction.
Mm-hmm.
And still fail. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Simon's back on Simon.
Yep.
Oh.
But I have Ragnar and Asen.
You do have Ragnar and Asen, and then Richka.
So yeah, they're both going to join in on the Mole Roll train. Aiming for Asen on a 19.
He will hit.
Cool, and that's 1 stun point. Does he get the pack tactic and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Because
stun
of how
points.
many? Ooh, 2 stun points, and they cost 1 less.
And you have that +2, right? Because you got the +2 from Whisper.
But the +2 is to hit, so that was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
21.
Yeah.
He was going to hit on the 19.
And I would have 2 stun points right now, so it's going to be Mighty Blow, Pierce Armor,
Okay.
because they would both cost 1 each.
Okay. So you roll your damage.
Yes, so it's going to be. Hey, come on. This plus a d6. So 11 with half his armor.
He
And
is
then-
not looking as good as he did when Ritka and Delme walked into this room.
It's a bad skin.
Cool.
Nah, it's starting to like crack in places, and you can see bone structure underneath.
So here's the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Does an 18 hit?
It just hits.
Cool, with 5 stun points
6.
that are turned into 6.
Hmm.
So for 2, he gets his extra bite attack after a successful claws. This one will not generate SP, but that leaves me with 4.
Mm-hmm. Stun points.
So he's gonna do pierce armor for 2
Okay.
and knock prone for 1 because he's a bear.
Mm-hmm.
and then skirmish for one, as he will drag Raul 2 yards toward like.
Where do you want him to go in this room?
Was he like in the middle of a?
He's kind
like,
of in the middle
circle
of
or
the
something?
room, in the middle of his ritual circle. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna try to drag him out of the circle.
Okay, to get him out of the circle, I need a strength might test.
He's a bear,
From
so
the
this
bear.
shouldn't be too difficult, I hope.
Does a 19?
19 will work, but he only gets half movement. So he'll start moving in 1 yard, so he's further away, but he doesn't get the full 2 yards away.
Okay. So the first attack with the pierce armor, I said.
Mhm.
That's going to be wow. That's minimum damage. 12 with half his armor, and then the claw attack, the quickie claw.
17
There's a
will
17. Oh, but that was there's no stun points anyway. I'm gonna have him reroll because Vishard's in danger.
not. Vishard's
19?
not moving. 19 will hit. Yeah. You needed an
Vishard
18.
is racked with pain.
Yes, he is not moving. So is Fedor, by the way. Both of you.
Yeah, both
So
you boys.
14.
Okay. Cool. He is looking a little rough right now. Not so great.
Great, amazing.
Yep. Ritka.
I'm gonna smack him with my candlestick.
I got your mace.
But you're racked in pain, and I don't have it yet, and I want to aim.
So you're not going to spend the
'Cause-
minor
'cause you're-
action to take it off you.
Because I'd have to like move over to you and then grab it, and then yeah, I don't. So not at this moment. We're just gonna stick with what we have because we're on him. So yeah.
By the way, he's he's being dragged. Yeah.
22 is 6 stun points.
Yes, that'll hit.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That is
7.
really great to know.
7
7.
points.
So let me look at this little Stuntaroonie chart here. I think that's going to be enough for lethal blow and a pierce armor.
Okay.
So that's extra 2d6 damage and half armor. So 9 points of damage with my candlestick.
As you come down with this marble candlestick.
10. Because I did all attack. So
Yeah, you did.
10 damage.
10 damage. So you came down with this marble candlestick, and you hear a crack in the
Yep.
arm, like the sternum where you hit.
Nice.
But
yeah. So
it's,
nice little candelabra imprint. Yeah.
But and these two Walking Dead are still here. One of whom is going to take a swing at Ritka,
That's fair.
and one is going to take a swing at Delme. 16
Yes.
to hit Ritka.
Yes. Yeah.
And 14 to hit Delme. So both of you get 8 and 5. So 8 on
Cool.
Ritka, 5 on Delme.
Cool.
And
Also,
yes.
my allies, if you ever need any more stunt points, just let me know.
That was the perfect amount for this time. So
But if you
thank
need any more, just let me know. That's what I'm here for you.
And
I'm
I
here for you.
think at the end of this round, with Ragnar trying to maul and defend Vishard, Raoul the Lich and defend Vishard. Vishard and Fedor, gripped in racked pain, cannot currently do anything. Delme trying to fend off one of these Walking Dead and still try and psychically swing a hatchet. Ritka trying to crash and murderize this Raoul Lich with a
marble candlestick.
with a candlestick, and Dimitri pulling Cecilia back behind this Kurnish line of defense, and Russ flying high, well, not flying high, but circling above. I mean, we're not talking mechanically, I'm just saying
High in
descriptive.
the room.
Exactly. High in the room above, and that's where we're going to take the break for the evening. So we will be back, and we'll see. I mean, people have survived 4 rounds now? 4 rounds now?
4 or 5, yeah.
We'll see you in a little bit, everybody. Bye-bye! We back. We ready. Top of the round. Russ, Delme. Time to... this Lich is staggering around a little bit, trying to fight off this bear and everything else. He's looking significantly less dignified. The hair that was pulled back in this low ponytail is, entirely gone and is, the tie is gone and it's getting in his face now. He's looking not pretentious.
Russ, what are you doing?
Even though it means I will no longer be able to communicate with anyone, I will drop the psychic call and use my minor action to continue flying and my major action to aid Vishard, which means Vishard will get an extra minor action and a +2 on the next test of his choice.
Okay. Delme.
Whisper is going to try to do what she keeps doing. She's going to aim. And 17?
Nope.
No. Okay. And then Delme is going to just, instead of trying to cast more and risk more fatigue, she is also going to aid Vishard.
And what's your minor?
I don't think I have anything that's just minor.
You
You can move. There are a whole bunch of little things you can do.
Move, you can aim, you can stand around.
You could aim afterwards so that your next if you aid first and then you aim the next turn, you could then use that aim if your next thing is an attack.
All right, I'll aim for the next turn at the zombo in front of me.
Okay.
Yep.
Fedor, gonna try and make that save. He needs
Come on,
an
buddy.
18.
Go, Fedor.
He will miss it by 1.
So close.
Dimitri. Dimitri has moved Cecilia. Do you want him to do anything else?
Isn't there a zombie next to Delme?
There is a
Maybe
zombie
he
next
could-
to Delme.
She's behind the line. Maybe he could hit the zombie with a candlestick.
He will
Help
attempt
protect
to
the
hit.
line.
He will attempt to hit the zombie with a 12, and I actually think that will hit.
They are zombies.
Zombie.
Yeah, it will hit. So
Yay! D6. Woo woo.
plus, yeah, 1d6 for the candlestick. 1. He kind of is, as he's coming up, just kind of tries to knock the zombie more to get,
Yeah.
to get its attention than anything else at this point. Not doing a lot of damage there. Fedor, Dimitri, Raoul. Raoul is pissed. However,
What? Why? I don't
because
get
there's
this guy.
this bear, all of these kind of things.
He was alive, and there's no way all these animals would be in his house.
Yeah, it just smells. I'm sorry.
I imagine that they've been taken care of and washed and combed. I imagine they're not
It
smelly
doesn't
at all.
now.
They're still
it doesn't-
animals, though.
He doesn't like them. You can see his nose.
Animals have a musk of
Yeah.
their own,
It-
clean or not.
Doesn't he not have a nose because no face?
No, he just has
Well,
nostril. He has
he
nose
has-
holes, but he doesn't
Yeah,
have.
he can still smell.
He
Yeah, but
doesn't.
he's dead. He doesn't need to breathe.
He also, this is true, but he just knows, and you're just not.
He knows.
He's not a fan. He is not a fan of this. So, he's gonna try a thing.
Boy,
He could also play dead. I hear it works very well with bears.
Eh.
Tim had there's more than a bear on him. Candlestick. I grew up in Karn. I know to double tap.
Yeah.
Also,
he's-
just Pupper is going "Rawr, rawr, rawr," everywhere.
He's going to take his minor. He's going to just defend it. He's just going to switch himself so he can moves his staff in such a way that he can add further defense, because he's going to keep that torment up on both you and Fedor. Extra.
Okay.
He would if he drops it. It's an action.
Do we keep taking damage from the torment, or it's
Nope.
just that we're?
It's just
Nope.
the first time you take damage, and
You
now
ju-
you're
you
just
just-
stunned.
Can't do anything,
Which
which is very helpful when it's 6v1.
Mm-hmm.
he's removing you from the playing field. He would rather have you not be there. Moment.
Is it 6v1 or 17v6 though?
Well, now it's 3v6.
Well, now it's 3v6, yeah, because
Oh yeah.
there's all
Ritka
Like in the
and
beginning, yeah.
Vishard. Vishard, you have 2 people aiding you, so that's a +4 to your overcoming his.
And
You need an 18.
you know what? I'm gonna have Ragnar and Asen both help me.
So that's a +8 to this roll.
+8.
And you will have 4 extra minor actions.
+8.
Yes,
24.
you are now
Woo!
no longer you are like it's as that harrying tactic from Asen and Ragnar just break his concentration just enough that you can manage to overcome his massive crippling pain in your head. So you have 4 minor actions. You do not have a
You're
major
gonna go,
action.
yeah, the shard!
Technically 5, because you get 4 extra.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
All
gonna
right.
do with them, but you have them.
Well, I'm gonna move up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's an action.
It's a
Um,
minor.
Yeah,
Minor.
it's
It's
a
a minor.
action.
Okay, cool. That's my first. The second one will be to aim.
Yep.
The third one will be for. I don't think guard up is going to be useful in this case. So the third one is going to be press the attack in case he ever tries to leave. Then I can whack him. And the last one is going to be to stand firm.
Cool.
I am planting myself in front of him,
Alrighty. Ritka.
flanked by the
Well, I was gonna help Ragnar in trying to push him out of the circle, because that could be fun. He might hate that. So, and also interesting things could happen if we get him and his sister both out of the circle. So yeah, I think I want to just help the bear and try to. He's halfway out of the circle. I just want to keep shoving him. Like, you know what? Grab the candlestick like this and just tackle him and try to shove him out. So,
Okay, so
that's gonna
brawling.
be a strength might.
Yeah,
Strength might. Yeah.
And an opposed check at that.
Oh god, that's awful.
No, he's brought his staff up at this point and just kind of.
Use
I'm gonna
conviction.
I'm
Use
gonna
it.
spend a conviction and re-roll that. That is really bad.
Whose conviction? Because you have 2 that the kindness of chat have given you.
I will use one of my own. We might need that chat, that group. There we go.
One extra stun
Shove.
point.
He
I
will
do it.
take. Oh, hold on. I need to check a thing because I did a thing.
Move, move, move. I push, push, push. Grapple you, Lich. I just get him in a nice big hug and I
Aw.
push,
Well,
walk
that
him
doesn't
out
beat
of
his
the circle.
defense. Particularly not at the moment.
I'm not trying to injure him. I'm just trying to move him.
Yeah. Like you don't beat his
Speaking from
defense.
experience, sometimes just go butt first.
Yeah.
You got a lot of strength down there, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is true.
I will say he will step back, but he's still inside the circle because he for his action was to guard up, so he has a plus, he's added to his defense.
Yeah, he guarded up, but he didn't stand firm.
No, so he
So-
stepped back a little bit, but he's still within inside the circle.
Okay.
You are moving him, but not as far as you want.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Um,
Yeah, because guard up would help if I was trying to do damage, but that is not relevant.
Well,
here,
no,
so.
guard up gives you a defense.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to hurt him, so
But that's-
I'm not attacking.
Well, your
I'm just-
armor would be against. So yeah, so I'm gonna say
It's like a I thought it was gonna be more of a contested thing because.
Yeah, I'll say he's moving backwards,
Okay.
but he's
'Cause
not
I'm
out
not-
of the circle yet.
Because I'm forsaking damage to.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Oh.
and we lost Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, I know it's not in the book, but I feel like it should be.
I think it must be in there because there's a stand firm. So
Yeah, but that's against knock prone, which I'm not trying to do either.
yeah.
Because I'm not trying to get any mechanical fight advantage. I'm just trying to move him out of this circle. Move him.
Yes, we will get Vashard
Yeah,
back
that's what I-
momentarily.
I shove.
Would you say that you're trying a move, Lich? Get out the way.
Yes.
Yes.
Move, Lich. Get out the way.
Yes.
That's exactly what maneuver I'm
Yes.
pulling. How did you know?
Yes.
Oh, now we all know what, I just hear that song and that cast and that performance in my head. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
So it
Delmay's
is...
here for quips. She has literally nothing else she can do.
It is the two...
I did say it was your job out of the four of us initially that you were the quipper. So
So basically, if you want to push people at skirmish,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So we're going to... Now, he's stepping back. He's not all the way out of the circle yet, but he is stepping back. So, Walking Dead #1 is going to make another strike at Delmay. And miss. He's distracted by Dimitri. Dimitri is
He
very
is
good at being
distracting.
distracting.
He's
He's very distracting.
I've heard that about him.
Yeah.
And a 14 against, Ritka.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Oh,
And that's 6 stunt points.
Yeah.
And they are going to try and, I mean, I feel like this is appropriate that they're just striking down and then they're going to strike again at Vashard to dual strike because with their claws. I just feel like that's appropriate. So Vashard, they're gonna miss on the offhand attack. I'm assuming a 9 does not hit you.
no, a 9 does not hit.
And Ritka, you're going to take 8 damage as this strike #1 just kind of this flying zombie is striking once and then twice and then once. And now it's top of the round. Russ, Delmay, what you doing?
Delmay.
Well, before Delmay can figure out what to do, the Whisper's gonna aim and go for Litchy Boy.
You've already aimed. You've already.
No,
Oh,
aimed.
this is Whisper's aim.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So 17 to hit
Nope. Because he
doesn't hit. Okay,
brought his defense up.
right. Does it and it stays up after for
It
more
goes
than one
through
turn?
it's till the
his
start
turn.
of his
Till his
turn.
next turn.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well then, Whisper is gonna, I don't know, just hang out. Delmay
fair.
will. Can Delmay do? This is a very important question. Do zombies have
Brains. They eat.
private parts?
Them. Oh, nice.
Because Delmay would like to knee the one in front of her. I don't know what else she can do. She's just like, ah!
You can make the brawling attack. I'm gonna say, I mean, it's a zombie, and
So she has no weapons.
go ahead.
The
and,
candle is somewhere.
It's not like
The
they're
hand axe is
It's
somewhere.
not like they're a skeleton. So go ahead and make the brawling attack.
What base stat do I use? I got nothing.
Fighting.
Fighting.
Okay. All right. She already pre-aimed
So +1.
last time. Yes. 17.
Yes, a 17 will hit the zombie.
What? How does damage work on this?
This is an unarmed attack. You should have an
Is
unarmed
it an unarmed attack with a knee?
To be a
but
D3.
Yeah, a D3
plus strength.
plus your
Alright.
strength.
Is it plus? I thought it was just a flat.
Yeah,
D3.
you're
Well, her
unarmed.
strength is this many, so it's all moot.
Oh.
Yeah.
1!
It will stagger. You're doing a little bit of damage to this zombie. You and Dimitri are like picking at it.
You're gonna take it down eventually. The two
Yeah.
of you. I believe in you guys.
I think, I saw Coldray said a kick push to the chest might work better, but Delmay's not a fighter. This is like basic, like, if somebody annoying is in your face in the city, what do? You're get them out of your face fast. That's what she's employing.
All right, Fedor, my boy.
Come on.
Russ.
Yo, Russ. Sorry.
Flying for my minor because I have to continue maintaining flight, and then I will do my purifying light.
Cool. Purify.
They've got to hit 17.
Cool. So, zombie number 1 on Dimitri. No, vaporized. Just at like, there's that moment of like, Delmay knees the zombie in the groin,
Vaporizes.
and they're just kind of
Vaporized it by kneeing it in the nads?
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
It steps back. It's like, oh, and then all
Delmy
of a
definitely
sudden,
goes, woo!
and then the one on Ritka, 13. They need a 17.
Mhm.
Okay, and then Raoul.
That was close. That was close.
It's close. Close.
And he rolled low.
With a plus 10, too. Wow.
Yeah.
He has to roll a 6 or lower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Delmy needs armor for her knee because it is magical.
It is magical. It's magical.
Gotta wear knee pads, else people might disintegrate.
All right, so
You need those like spiked knee pads.
Fedor fails, or we're gonna go back to that 15. Fedor continues to
I was
fail
gonna
on
say
this
we
torment.
can re-roll again.
Okay, you want me to
'cause he-
re-roll? We will re-roll Fedor's attempt to
Was
get
it?
that. No,
Yeah.
he rolls even
Okay.
worse.
Yeah, well, he's trying real hard.
He's trying real hard. He is suffering some severe pain. Now,
Poor
Dimitri,
Fedor.
Huh? What's wrong?
I was just saying, poor Fedor.
Yeah. I'd like to, this isn't the first time that he's been tormented.
He's not
I don't-
screaming. He's just gritting his teeth.
We're
He's-
kind of used to it.
yeah. It's,
Purifying light doesn't help with the overcoming torment.
No.
It's over anyway because I got stunned.
well, no, it's now Russ
It's
is
separate.
separate.
Oh, Russ is doing it. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Mhm.
there's no there. If it would affect, because
It only affects people who are corrupt.
well,
Mm,
Well, people who've embraced corruption,
Corruption.
there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Gotcha.
it would only be at effect if Raoul failed his save. Raoul isn't failing his save, so he just keeps the spell.
that makes
going.
sense.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it helped with overcoming torment.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't.
That's a shame.
It helps overcoming fang sickness, but that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
Dimitri, noticing that there is no more zombie in front of him, what would you like Dimitri to do?
Oh.
High five Delmay first.
Yeah,
I
high
mean,
five
he can,
Delmay.
he can offhand high five Delmay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Offhand high five Delmay.
Pretty much the coolest thing she's ever done. I'm pretty sure.
And I think he's gonna lend his support for his buddy Fedor,
He's gonna aid
Like,
Fedor.
aid
His buddy?
Fedor.
His
Yeah.
buddies.
His
Yep.
buddy.
I think he's gonna. I think it's one of those. He kind of
It's just gals who are pals.
That's right. That's just gals who are pals.
No, they're not
Mm-hmm.
guys who are pals. They're. Never mind.
Yeah, because he gets it. He knows that Fedor's being tormented, and he just offers him some verbal support. Like, we've done this. It's cool. You got this.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think
the only one who can torment you is me.
Mm-hmm. So it's one of those in emotion as like he gets up, he offhand high fives Delmay, and then we'll come around.
The only Lich we let torment us was the Lich
The
King.
King.
This ain't no Lich King. Get over this.
It's like, and he will come up and like in one motion, because they're all kind of standing together.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna put his hand on the back of Fedor's neck to kind of give him both the verbal and the physical, like try and connect through the pain moment. And it's Raoul's turn, but he's gonna just keep his guard up at the moment because he wants to keep Fedor off the field.
Wow,
He
it's
is,
almost like
however-
Fodor was super effective at hitting him repeatedly with a candlestick.
There is that. And it's psychically a thing. He is. Oh, but wait, he only has one person in the grip of that now. Oh, never mind. Hold, please. He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
change his mind.
Please have him roll his willpower.
Yeah, I'm going to.
First.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I have to do a thing. 21.
Yep.
I have to do a thing.
Just
Hold,
in case.
please.
Just in case.
Please. Hold, please, 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 please. Oh, that's right. He can do that. Haha. Can. He's going to reach out to Vishard, who's now in front of him. Ooh,
Oh,
no. No. It wouldn't be Vishard. It'll be Ritka, because you're the one trying to
Push him out of the circle.
push him out of the circle. And he's going to switch himself, and he's still got the staff up as a guard, and he's going to reach out and actually put a hand on you, because you're all up right in front of him.
I'm all up in his business.
You
Yeah.
all are up in his business. And I need ooh, wait, there is no I just need to beat your thing. Damn. Okay.
Uh-oh. It's not an active defense. I'm in danger.
17! Does 17 beat your defense?
Oh my, yes. Yes.
Cool.
Like,
cool.
way yes.
So oh, I'm almost sorry about this.
You know, that's fine.
As he reaches out and does a little bit of harm on you. For 20
reach out
damage.
and does harm.
Yeah, he
Oh,
reaches
that's
out.
fine. Yeah.
Reaches out and just like kind of as he's got the staff in one hand to kind of block against this weight of this
Does it go through armor? I need to ask this.
harm. It is
I think it does, but I'm not
it is
positive.
penetrating.
Cool. That's
It's
cool.
penetrating damage. And he did not roll doubles, so he's not taking the extra damage. But
That's great.
how are you looking,
Yeah.
Rika?
You know, on a scale of 0 to 87,
Yes.
she's looking about a 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
19, 29, 39.
No, it was 29, and then he did 20, so I just removed the 2.
I see.
Oh.
I see.
It's gonna be really crappy that Delmay's not a better healer.
That's okay.
Options.
But that's as he reaches out and kind of like grabs where your neck is. He's like, you know.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just, shoots up and down. It's really
Yeah.
painful. Yeah,
And
that's cool.
he keeps his guard up as his minor action. Cool. I believe it's Ritka and Vishard's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
You're
want me
a
to go
better
f-
healer than I am, Delmay.
I'm just gonna keep trying to push him out of the circle because I think that'll be really bad for him. So
Go
then
ahead,
he-
I'll do the menagerie after.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to aim, I guess, to try to shove him out the way. And if it's a skirmish, does that mean I do my candlestick attack instead of my push strength?
Yes.
Okay.
Make the candlestick attack. The candle you're using the candlestick as a bracing weapon. Ooh, a 20 will just meet his defense with guard up and the arcane shield.
Here, you sucker.
You're muted,
gonna-
trooper.
You need stunt points in order to skirmish, and I
Yeah,
can give you
I think
one.
I just need one to skirmish.
I can. Well, I'm gonna say how I could give you one, and I need to know, how Ritka feels about these things.
Sure. Yeah, skirmish is one.
So I have, my relationship with the Sovereign's Finest,
Yeah, you too.
which means
Um.
I could give 1 point, to
Mhm.
the Sovereign's Finest. Does Ritka consider herself a member of the Sovereign's Finest?
No, she does not.
Well then.
So you don't get
Oh,
that 1
sorry.
point. So you don't
I will
get
not get that 1 point. I
You
do not, but
but you
I
make
will-
you make the successful attack.
yeah. So I guess I'll do some damage.
He is less
Does the
shiny
shard have a
now.
relationship with Ritka?
Vishard
Yeah.
has a relationship with Ritka.
You could give her skirmish points. Give her stun points if you wanted.
How does that work? I've never used my relationships yet
You-
because it's
you
all
can-
new.
You
Say,
basically
here's the
Be,
points.
you
we're
basically
friends.
describe how you're using your emotional attachment to someone to aid them, so, and just they can take what they want.
I have
Um,
1 point with Ritka too. 1 attachment to Ritka. Connection?
Mhm.
Relationship.
Attachment. I like that.
Attachment.
We're
is-
attached.
I mean,
Is-
mm,
my-
mhm.
My relationship with Ritka is that Ritka is my new love, and I will do what I must to keep her in the light.
Oh.
And I feel like bashing a lich with a candlestick is
mhm.
all sort of I don't know, therapy for her.
A little. It definitely has been for Fedor. You just weren't here to see that. He was really enjoying smashing Miss Lynch's face. But yeah, but Ritka is too. It's weirdly satisfying,
Yeah.
therapeutic. Therapeutic more than satisfying.
I think it means that she's going toward the light.
She's definitely attacking the Lich and not defending it like she would if she was a Knight of the Skull.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so-
also she's doing so even though she's almost dead.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I shove it. I shove it out of the circle. Goodbye.
yes, he is now
Rebels.
out of the circle. Roll damage.
Ha.
You rolled your 2 points of damage.
And
Cool.
it'll be 3 because
It'll be 3.
I did all out attack. Yeah.
Cool. The damage is not enough to get through.
That's fine. He's
He
out
is
of his circle.
That's
That's what I wanted.
both of the walking.
Even if it's just pisses him off.
both
That's
of
fine.
the walking dead have been vaporized. Correct.
Yep.
Yes. So they're gone. Thank you. Finally.
Yeah. One won't hit me anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
However, he has been pushed out of the circle.
yes, he has.
Who wants to make this roll? Do you want me
I'll
to
do
make
it.
this roll?
I shoved him out of the circle. I'll rip the roll. I probably won't
Bleh.
terribly. But
Mhm,
you know,
Go
let's see
ahead.
how it goes.
Roll me a d10, please.
Sure. How about a 2?
2.
Oh.
Thank you. Pulling up this wonderful chart.
Find it
Okay.
ironic I rolled a 2 on the D100 and the D10.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. That's gonna be great. So as Raoul is shoved out of the circle,
Mhm.
Ritka, you are still inside the circle.
Yeah, that makes sense because he's not in the circle anymore, and I am.
I mean, that's kind of
Because I
how
had
that
to
works.
push him out. Yeah.
You were. Ragnar is.
I didn't flip out with him, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You, Ragnar, Vishard was there as well, correct? Because you had stepped into.
And Asen
And
was there as
Asen.
well.
Whisper.
All right,
And Whisper.
and Whisper. So the 5 of you.
Menagerie.
The menagerie's in there.
So the
Uh-huh.
5 of you are standing in this circle as the outside edge of it catches on fire.
Okay, that's fun.
It will now
Somebody
be a
else?
test to get out of it.
Cool, I'm ready.
If you
Girl
wish
by
to
fire, let's
leave
go.
the circle, but right now the 5 of you are in the circle. He's outside of it, and there'll be big fire.
Cool, I love it. My
Do we
favorite.
need to does me and the menagerie have to get out of the circle to attack him?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
can we do so through the flames?
No, you would have to because of where you
Okay.
were, and then Ritka pushed him beyond you. You need to get out of the circle beyond the flames to attack him.
What is the action / test to do so?
I need you
Action,
to
minor action.
beat a hold, please. I need you to no, that's the wrong thing. I need you to beat a challenging TN for Constitution Stamina. To get out of the circle.
Next.
Okay, so start with Asen. Asen has a 14.
He's out. This will count as a minor action to leave
Okay.
Okay.
because it's a movement, right?
Yeah. Vishard will re-roll because fuck that.
Who's
Jesus.
who's Constitution? Who's
Using
Who's conviction?
Using my own.
Okay.
Using my own. 16.
So 2.
Okay, Whisper, or is Ragnar gonna go?
Yeah, Ragnar has a
Okay,
22.
so all 3 of you will come out.
Okay.
Successfully get out of the circle.
Through
And
the
that's
However-
just the
However, you
Mhm.
will all take 2d6 damage because, fire.
fire. Yeah.
But, it's only 2d6. I only rolled a 9. And it works with your armor applies. Armor applies.
Okay, so sorry, I have like 3 character sheets to juggle around.
Also,
I
I
don't think I
understand that.
can heal.
Hmm?
I don't think I
Huh?
can heal. I don't think I can take the heal action.
All
Well, you had magic, you could.
right, and now everyone is going to jump on the Lich.
So Asen, yes. Ragnar, no.
Oh, because he's still defending.
Mm-hmm. Because he kept his guard up as his minor action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And neither the shard, so just Asen.
Just Asen manages to. So, like, the 2 of you kind of force your way through this flaming fire circle, and Asen just pulls through and powers through and does.
Max damage again with a 14.
He's looking a little chewed on at this moment. Very, very rough. His very fine suit is very significantly damaged. It's not doing a lot. All right, Delme.
Okay, so Whisper has to stamina to see if she can get out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she rolls out and she is going to try to follow Asen and bite it. No, it didn't
No.
work.
He
Wait, do you
manages
get a
to.
bonus?
Huh?
Do you get that pack tacket bonus because there are 3 of them, the menagerie?
But
Pack
that wouldn't.
tactics is the not help here because it's stun point reduction cost not
I
hitting.
see.
And it wouldn't.
Okay, and then Delme, I guess because of the way the actions work, if Ritka gets out, Delme wants to try to heal her.
Do you want to hold
He's
your
wanna-
action until Rick?
Gets out, because yeah, she doesn't want to reach into the fire circle. Wait, actually no.
Yeah, you probably should.
Rika's not going to get out. Oh, does Asen take damage?
Yes, you will take.
Not Asen, Whisper.
Whisper will take 2d6 damage.
Okay, maybe survive
4.
2d6 damage. If it was 4.
Okay. And she has Whisper has 1 armor, so it's just 3. Okay. Delme is going to go into the circle.
Ooh, I need you to make the same roll to enter,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
which counts as your minor action. "13, you succeed.
Okay. Now let me go to nope. Healing Arcana. She's gonna try to cure, and I do not know how all this works because this is not what Delma usually does. But apparently, it's a new thing she's gonna be doing. So
You just have to roll beat an 11. Intelligence. Oh, are you doing
That's
magic
if you're
or just a regular
healing.
healing?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I see it.
magic or regular.
So
There's a
cure,
difference?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a very
There's-
important question, Delme.
yeah,
Hey, Delme.
yeah,
On your character sheet, what talent of Arcana do you have for your cure?
I have healing. I am a novice healer.
Okay, good. Just, because
Yeah, it's not
Get
meditative.
wild.
Yeah, no. One of the levels up, 1 or 2 ago, when I got to take a new talent, I took healing as a
Yeah.
talent.
So you need to
I
beat an
don't-
11. You need to beat an 11 with either intelligence healing or willpower meditative.
I don't think I have willpower. Well, it's not myself, so I have to use intelligence healing. But
Mhm.
I don't have intelligence healing. I just have intelligence, so we're just gonna do it without a bonus.
Because like there's the regular hero action and the magic thing is different.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened?
14.
Yeah, I just didn't give you the total.
So
Yes, you're fine.
Okay, so you heal the drama die, which is 3,
3,
plus our level,
which is 8.
No.
plus my
Right?
Aren't we leveled 9?
Yeah, you're 9.
Oh.
9. Okay, so 3 plus 9 plus
Yeah,
my
that's
intelligence,
totally
which
what
is
my
2.
sheet says.
You just keep forgetting to up the total number.
I
but
think
we-
I do.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that.
So I think you get 14?
Yay.
And then Domi's just gonna
23
stay in
HP.
this circle.
Woo! I'm feeling
We're just gonna
almost
stay
where
here.
I was before that harm. Woo!
Yeah.
great.
Domi's gonna stay here until Ritka makes it out.
Cool.
How much healing was that, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
It
14?
was 14, because it was 9
That's what you
plus
said.
3.
Hey,
Plus 2.
Rick, just out of curiosity, could you roll me a perception?
Sure. Eyeballs or just
Uh-oh.
perception?
Eyeballs.
I
Here
don't
we go.
like it. I don't like it at all.
13.
You see as you're watching and you feel this healing occur on you,
Uh-huh.
you happen to see like
Does this Lich also
yeah, this
heal?
Lich also just
That's fine. That's cool. That's fine. I have plans now. But I have to wait for my turn. Oh wait, I'll be patient.
you see that. And I was asking you to look because you're the one who's being healed.
Yes, that's fair. I'm right there.
You are. It's Fedor's turn. Fedor,
Fedor, buddy.
but he gets
has
the
help.
plus.
He gets a +2.
He is up to he gets a +2 because Dimitri is there trying to help,
Yeah.
and he succeeds.
Through the power of love.
Exactly, the power of love.
He was about to roll a 17 again for the third time.
Look, he keeps doing this. And
Needed
he is-
Dimitri. That's fine.
He's gonna take a moment to put his guard up and recover.
That makes sense.
What would you like to meet? He's kind of breathing a little heavily. He's basically spent the last 3 rounds,
4.
4 rounds. Yeah, last
It's been
4
a while.
rounds. Last
Yeah.
4 rounds, being in massive amounts of pain and unable to do anything. What would you
And he
like to
gets
meet?
an extra minor. He gets an extra minor.
Yeah, he's gonna put his guard up and
So he gets like 2 minors and a major.
yeah, his major action is to keep breathing. His minor action is to guard up and
And like
Stand
ready or
firm.
stand firm. Yeah.
he's gonna
Yeah,
he's gonna
that's
stand firm. Guard and stand firm, which is a great response to his breathing heavily, but you see him shift in his stance to be prepared again to make another attack.
Yes. So the question here is, does Dimitri want to get in a hit on this guy? This punk ass Lich?
I mean, he could use his minor action to move and then come up on around the other side
Uh-huh.
to attack, because he has to go around the circle.
The flaming circle, yeah.
Because unless you want him to try and go through it,
No, he's probably fine.
yeah, he's gonna try and make an attack on this.
Because we're having a little bit of Kurnish therapy here, and I didn't know if he wanted to get in on that.
He
and also hit the
he
Lich.
almost wishes this was
Like
a
a
pole
piñata.
arm. He almost wishes it was
Yeah.
a pole arm, but he's gonna come around the backside and try and whack this Lich. And with 15 is not gonna hit because he just
No.
kind of sees him coming and shifts the staff enough to just like knock at his
Mm-hmm.
knee and distract him. That brings it back to Raoul's turn.
Yeah.
Make the have I had my turn?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think we skipped Rust this
okay.
time.
I'm sorry, Russ.
No.
I'll just
Russ.
I'll just make it easy and maintain and fly. So he has to
No,
hit
I
that,
am very
17.
very sorry, Trooper.
No, it's fine. He has to make the 17 will.
Yeah, he has to make the 17 will. He's 17. He meets it and therefore succeeds. He is, however, just out of curiosity, who's in the circle now?
Me and Delmay.
Cool. Good to know. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I
He's
appreciate-
like, those two are fine. They're healing me up in the circle. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have actually had to make it twice, right? On my turn and then on his.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
No, it's only on his turn now.
no.
It's only
once
on
you
your turn
cast
when you
it.
activate it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
And,
then
then
it's-
it's his turn.
It's his
After
turn.
that.
Yeah.
So not
Um,
twice around.
They're not. No, it's only
Unless
once
it's the initial starting round.
So it's actually better to bring it up, drop it, bring it up, drop it each time. Because if you bring it up and drop it, then you have to roll twice. But if you keep it up, they only have to roll once.
So you have to try to cast it successfully each time.
It's not a spell. It's a power.
No, it's
Oh.
an ability. Yeah,
It's an ability, so you don't have to actually roll to cast.
that's what makes it super good.
Well,
Mhm.
although it's limited against who it works against.
Yeah. Well, it's basically it's turn undead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to. He's just gonna shift his. Hold on, I need to check a thing. He is going to. He's just going to take the moment, because you've pushed him out of the circle, to defend and shifted his guard up. So he is now. Yeah,
He's out of the
He's-
circle though still.
he's not in the
Right.
circle, but he's full on defense at the moment.
That's fine. He's out of his nasty little circle.
Mm-hmm. Ritka and Vishard.
I have a question.
Yep.
What's this circle made out of? I'm guessing it's not chalk since we've been all walking around up in here.
Oh, well, I'm
Um,
not gonna make you roll for it because you're,
Because I know sorcery.
you know
little bit.
sorcery. Yeah, it's human
Yeah.
blood.
It's human blood. Do I know how to disrupt this sorcery circle?
Ooh, I would need an arcana.
Okay. Would it be sorcery lore?
Ooh, I'll take a sorcery lore.
Because I totally took that. 12
For no reason.
for
You kn-
no reason.
You would
What?
know that because of the way this is working, you would have. With a 12, there are some things that you would know. Number one, you're pretty sure the way this circle is currently doing, it's draining life force from currently
Wonderful.
multiple targets.
Yeah.
Multiple targets.
Also,
Also, you are pretty sure you could attempt to disrupt it, but you're also pretty sure that if you do it wrong, you will either A, blow up the circle,
yeah, okay. That's a risk.
or B, cause it to accelerate and just whoever is being drained will die and all of the healing will...
Oh, that would not be great. Do I know how to avoid that? Do I know how to
You
at least
can't...
the second one?
You're...
Like if I just knocked out a floorboard at the moment, like if I just broke the floor.
you're not sure that... First of all, it's all, tile. Terracotta tile.
Yeah,
And you're not
Yeah,
sure... You're
you
not
can
sure...
break tile.
You
with
can.
a
You
marble.
can and break tile. With a 12, you're not sure. You know what will happen if you go wrong. You know what it looks like, but you're not reading all of the symbols correctly to know how to do it safely. And everybody froze.
I take like a major action to try to figure out how to safely break this circle.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. You all froze for me 1 second, so could you just
Oh,
repeat
no.
that? You're-
Certainly. Can I just take my major action this round to figure out how to possibly break the circle, to like read the runes, read the writing on the floor, so to speak?
You can
Um,
spend your major action to do that, and then you will have the information at the start of your next round.
That sounds great. I'll just say, Delma, you should get out of the circle. And it's draining your life force. I'm going to try to break it.
Yeah.
just to Delme. Like, she's like, Delme, you should get out of the circle. I'm going to try to break it. And then studies. That's what she's going to do this round.
Hey, Vashard, what you doing?
Hey, he's still there, right?
Yep.
Is he still defending?
Yes.
All right. Asen's going to aid me.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you don't want to aid Asen?
I know.
No, because the way I see it, Asen has a lot of chance to hit, but not a lot of chance to wound.
True.
So it's preferable if he helps me flank. And then I'm gonna aim and attack with another +2, so that's that would be a 17.
It's not enough as he switches
Can I-
his. Yes, you may. Which one do you want to use? Yours or
The pool? No, I'm asking the players if I can
Go
dip
for
in the
it.
pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be a 20.
20 will work.
No,
Yes.
no stun points, but 14 damage.
Okay.
And then Ragnar is going to will and miss and use one of his own conviction because it's a lich and miss.
Oh,
And then-
baby.
Yeah, Ragnar is going to be like, okay, that's it. I understood.
Or Ragnar.
I know my place.
Or Ragnar. That's Asen, Ragnar, you, Delme, Russ. Let's start with Russ, so I don't forget Trooper again. I'm sorry, Trooper.
I will continue maintaining the purifying light and flying.
So that's a save for the Lichy boy.
I think that we're ruling that they
No,
don't
it's
have
not because he's maintaining it. He's not.
So
Recasting
basically,
it.
yeah. So it would be better to recast, but I think we'll just
I
just
think
do
that
that.
would be like. I would have to double check the rules because I would almost say that I don't think. It doesn't make sense to me that you would be able to drop and then re-bring it back up immediately in the same round.
Wait, the purifying light?
Yeah.
Well, you don't drop it. It just doesn't stay unless you maintain, and you have to take an action every turn to maintain it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
major
saying is but mechanically speaking, it doesn't make sense. So yes, so right now you're just maintaining it.
Yeah, I'll just maintain it.
So at the start of each of his turn, Raoul needs the save.
Yeah.
Okay, so then if that's what Russ is doing, Delme is going to look at what Ritka's doing and be, what? No, I'm not leaving you in here. And she's gonna
You just hear
Look to
hear
see if-
loud.
any of this makes sense to her.
You have sorcery lore?
I have arcane lore.
You can roll arcane lore, but the DC is different.
Yeah, fair.
When you don't know sorcery, it's a little
19, however, is
But
actually
listen.
good.
is
Yeah.
an epic level success.
Delme's not leaving you.
So, couple things come
And she's
immediate-
best friends with the library.
You
She
are
is.
best friends with the library, and the library has given you some information in the past. Number one, this circle is made out of blood, and there are other things mixed in with the blood that was before it was spread and then painted on the floor. It's also an old circle. It's been here a while.
Ooh.
It's tied.
Cecilia.
Oh, but it's not Cecilia's. But it's tied to Cecilia, and currently now also tied to you, Delme, and Ritka.
Okay.
And it is draining Cecilia's life force and feeding it.
She's not in it anymore.
Yeah, I know, that didn't...
Still tied, but maybe not as quickly because she's out of it.
Exactly.
So here's the. Oh, okay. So just a question. When I cast Ward earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't sever whatever the Lich had cast, but does it have to check to see if that it can sever whatever connection there is between Cecilia and the circle?
That's what the Lich had cast.
That's what the casting is. Okay. All
The
right.
the circle is an active moment. Also,
Yeah.
the circle is doing a bunch of other stuff that you can't quite figure out because you don't know sorcery. So like you can read the like magical connections about it and can figure that out, but the actual like sorcery itself you don't know, so that's not going to help you. You know that just disrupting the lines in the circle will do, like, just breaking it would be bad.
Yeah.
I was really tempted to just do that, so I'm glad I took a moment to look at it.
Just breaking it would be bad. You need something to, like, salt or ash to disrupt the line without shattering it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And you're also pretty sure that any blood you add to this would be really a bad idea.
Yeah. What Delmay's gonna do is tell Whisper to go grab ash and from the fireplace.
Active fireplace, yep.
That is burning. So that's what she's gonna do. And I think she'll also say, I
mean,
somebody...
Fedor's behind you.
Yes, she'll say out loud too, ash! We need ash! There's also a fire going, isn't there?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Delmay's gonna drop cut a piece of fabric and burn it on the fire to see if that's gonna make ash. And that's gonna be her turn, I'm assuming.
Yes, we'll find.
She's gonna use her major action to do this stuff, like just to call out and also like attempt to try to create ash with
fabric.
Ripped tunic.
Fedor, whose turn it is now, is behind you, closest to the fireplace.
And she did say, ash! We need ash! On the circle!
Would you like him to do so?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah,
he is going to go run to the fireplace. It'll take his full turn to run to the fireplace, get ash, and come back to you.
Ash. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll hold that. Dimitri, what do you want Dimitri to try and do?
I think it'd be really good for him if he could just get one smack on this Lich. I feel like that would just be healthy for him.
Yeah. Just healing, you know?
Therapeutic. Yes.
No.
Buddy. He's
Honey boo.
He's a little distracted.
Yeah.
I guess. He's fighting off. He's trying to not get in the way, and he's not sure working with the animals is a little weird for him. Hey, it's Raoul's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Delme, you be magical, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Delme.
His magical knee.
Yeah, it's magical you.
Yeah.
Can you make a willpower, faith or self-discipline?
Before she does that, could he roll his will save?
21.
Ugh. Okay. Yes, she can roll her willpower, self-discipline.
You need
Plus
to be
one for me.
You need to be a 20.
7. I have conviction. I'm gonna burn one. Because fuck off, Raoul. Get out of my brain. Nope, that didn't help. 17 is the best you can do.
Thanks. He's really liking that. You feel a little more tired. There's no mechanical detriment to you, but he gets a mechanical benefit. Thanks.
Yeah, well, focus on the ashing. Do the ashing. How's my scrap of tunic doing over there?
Hey, Ritka, you and Vishard.
What do I know about the circle?
You know that it's made of blood. You know that it's also mixed with something else to make it more permanent. You know that it's old.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it's tied by blood to Cecilia, and that everyone who is currently within it is feeding Raoul, and it is healing him. You also know that it just breaking it would cause some really bad things, like exploding and possibly all of you dying. Well, and by that I mean everyone who's tied to the circle would just be drained of life force and then die.
Yeah.
And then everyone who's if it explodes, that would be
not ideal.
Not ideal. None of those are ideal. You know that there
Exploding is better, but neither is ideal.
You know that there needs to be some sort of neutral catalyst to neutralize without breaking the line. Delmay's comment about Fedor getting some ash on the circle seems one of the best ideas because it'll break things that way. You also know that if you can, you could.
Yeah, Prax.
Ritka.
I'm here. I'm listening.
You could, with
Oh,
your
no.
experience in sorcery,
Yes.
redirect the flow and take control of the circle.
Yeah, and then it'd be a lot safer to shut down because it'd be my circle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you'd continue draining Cecilia of her life force.
Well, no, she could turn
That's
it
true.
off.
I could turn it off without risking possible exploding or murdering us.
But you would
We've got Ash
dip
going
back
on.
into corruption.
Ash, baby.
Vanilla
baby.
Ash, baby.
But Ash baby, it's a safer option, but it's not like the safest option.
And you know that if you take control of this circle, you can turn off this fire and not have to deal with that problem.
Don't do it, girl.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it, girl.
Cecilia, how
There's some
is
purifying
Cecilia
light.
looking, by the way, BT dubs? How hale and hearty does she
Can you
appear?
roll me a perception seeing?
An eyeballs check?
Yes, an
I
eyeballs,
can-
as you kind of look behind you.
Oh, 16. That's way better this time.
She is tired, drained,
Yeah.
unconscious, wan, like her skin is a little
Ooh.
tighter, she looks a little
That's not good.
dehydrated.
Yeah, but everyone's also like pretty distracted with this Lich, though. That's what I'm seeing.
Except Delme, who was
Except
next to you.
Delme, who is
with
next to
literally
me, getting ash.
refusing to leave you.
refusing
And
true.
also Russ, who's on Overwatch.
This is true.
Purifying your ass from up there.
But that only works against ones who is fully against corrupted. She might
But it
not
should be a
know.
reminder of
I
bad
might not even
corruption.
get corruption from this.
I'm just saying that I'm looking. That's all. Because
Yeah.
my whole job is to look at people.
That's
Daddy's
fine.
judging from the sky. Sky daddy.
You don't. I mean, you might not know what sorcery looks like.
I
I'm a
think
writer.
that-
Pax, you tempt me so.
She just wants you to go bad again.
He does, and it's so tantalizing. It seems like the safest option, though.
You're not even giving the ash a chance.
Can I try to do that just a little bit of sorcery while because Fedor's brought the ash over. Can I do the ash while I do the sorcery? Like, ash, sorcery.
Dun, 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 dun.
Seems the safest. I'm just throwing that out there. Can I ash sorcery?
You can. I need you to roll. In this case, it'll be willpower or sorcery. So
Okay,
you can add your sorcery lore. You can add your sorcery lore focus bonus to your
Okay.
willpower roll,
Sure.
and it will be an opposed. And we'll
Oh,
see.
an opposed
I have a
check.
question.
Yeah,
That's not great.
I would like to read this text out loud, just so we can all think about it.
Okay.
You know?
I'd love to. Yeah. Love
You
to hear it.
inspire, you being Russ,
Yes.
calm and courage in your friends and allies.
courage. I mean, this is a very courageous
This is really
action.
courageous.
All right, well then you
Um,
get that +1.
It's a
All
very
right.
calm and courageous action she's taken.
It
But
is.
the question is, are you inspired by Russ?
Is she ever that inspired by Russ? She does think your light is your purifying light has been very helpful. She has
I mean, the purifying
taken
light.
that to heart.
It has been helpful. I mean, Vashard's was slightly more helpful because it knocked out 14. He's knocked out 2.
But
Yeah, but
she has
also-
acknowledged the pros of the purifying light.
She has.
It's not about the purifying light, though. It's just about Russ. All by Russ itself.
All by Russ itself.
Russ's existence is
That's a
inspiring.
complicated question. Let's see. All right, so it's gonna be willpower, sorcery, lore. So we'll add a +2 to this.
There is a DV, it's not opposed. So
17.
You have partial control of this circle.
Partial control. Do I try to roll? No, I don't. I don't
You-
try to.
and
I
this
don't
is what
accept the
happened.
partial control.
You have
Yeah.
partial control of this circle. You can currently choose one of 2 actions.
Yes.
You can disconnect one person from this circle.
Cecilia.
Or you can turn off the fire.
Cecilia. Disconnect Cecilia.
Cecilia is disconnected from this
Because
circle.
that's why she wanted, because she couldn't let Cecilia die because of her stupid lich-ass brother.
Cool. Now we need to roll that corruption. Just
We
saying.
do.
Lich
We
slap?
do. Which is willpower self-discipline, correct?
Yes.
+1.
You are
Thank
not
you.
corrupted.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did
But I
do
bet
sorcery.
the lich is super pissed.
The Lich is a little pissed, yeah.
He's like, how dare she? Wait,
Yeah.
Cecilia's
mean-
friends know sorcery?
Maybe. Or he'll just think you're
Imag-
super hot and decide to talk to you.
The Kernish people haven't really spoken anything, so he didn't know we were Kernish.
Hey, Vishard, your turn.
I was gonna say, imagine if Ritka turned into a bad girl again.
That would be terrible. Yeah,
That
the
would
outfits
be-
are good, but that's not the point.
outfits are good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
It's almost like, there might be a ball at a house and somebody's.
Well, she would just need someone to save her. Oh no.
I'm gonna
Hey,
try.
some of us missed out on that whole experience, so
Maybe they would want to. Everyone's going to help me, so I got a +5.
Cool. So 18?
Yeah, but he's defending, isn't he?
Yeah, but he
Ugh.
didn't. But no. This is actually important. You will
Whoa.
just hit him.
Like, does he get distracted by Delme
Is it-
being in the circle? Did that
is it
stop
a
him from
circle?
guarding?
Is it because I took over some of the circle?
Good. Well, he's gonna take 16 damage.
Son of a
Nice. Nice. Son of a lich.
Son of a
You
leech.
see what was starting to his jaw and an arm that was starting to heal. You break again.
Good. Take that, ya lich.
Cool. Russ first.
Maintenance, flying.
Delme.
Get out.
Okay, well, now that the ash is in the circle, Delme wants to say, Ritka, let's go. Let's get out of the circle.
Uh-huh.
And then Delme wants to
Touchdown.
grab Ritka and walk backwards and try to protect Ritka from the flames as much as she can. She has no idea what Ritka is doing besides just ashing.
Nope, no, she doesn't.
Leading with the
let's
front.
go.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Can you roll?
Yeah, but first out. Let's go.
I need the strength.
Stamina.
Strength might.
Strength might first.
Oh, and then
Oh.
the stamina because you're carrying. You're pulling me. You're carrying me.
I'm pulling
so.
you.
Yeah.
I don't have any might. I am not mighty.
But you are
You might-
courageous.
You are so
Ah.
courageous.
It's a nine. I don't know. Are you resisting? Are you coming with me? What's the deal?
She's not. Ritka's not a light girl. That's my thing. She's not
Picking
resisting.
her up. It's more like, well, Delme, the reason she's holding you is because she
Yeah.
wants the fire to
Because-
get her, not you.
Heavy is what I'm just gonna say. Ritka's not a light girl. She's
But you're just
Rit-
coming along,
Ritka
right?
thick.
You don't have
Yeah.
armor on.
I don't have, which is why you're probably able to do this at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I just have a
she's
oh
not.
God.
She's not small. She's very
You've
muscular.
You've moved her in the circle. You've started to come out of the circle. But
Hmm.
here's the thing. I still need you to roll
The con stamina.
constitution stamina.
Yeah.
Because
Also, this is the first time Delmay is dealing with Rika's body weight. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Wait, what?
Rika thick.
No one's told
Mhm.
Russ any of this business.
I don't know.
All right. 13.
13. Roll me a D100.
Oh no.
It always ends really well when I roll stuff, y'all. Remember that 16 zombos?
99. That's either really bad or really good.
So
Like
you-
again.
You go and you're pulling Ritka back, and you hit these flames, and you can't move any further.
Ah!
Oh.
No.
Rika, help! Put your back into it! Push me out with your butt!
You'll take 3 damage, but right now you're
She's like,
currently stuck in the fire.
She's like, I'll do my best.
Come on.
You're currently stuck in the fire, and you are taking 3 damage this round.
Okay, and Whisper's gonna try to bite a lich.
Fedor is going to spread some more ash on the. Whisper is going to bite first. Whisper will not succeed in the biting of the lich.
Fedor's making ash runs.
Fedor is making ash runs. Ritka, because Fedor is making these ash runs, I need you
Yes.
to roll me willpower sorcery.
Okay, sure. Just add +2 to this.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Cool. Ritka, you now have control of another option. You, Delmay, or the
19.
flame.
Delmay.
Delmay is now disconnected from circle.
That's good. That's great. Yeah. Cool.
Wait, that was Fedor. Dimitri, you want him to try and hit this thing again?
I feel like it'd just be really, if he could get 1 hit on this guy, I feel like it'd be really good for him. You know?
You got this, Boo Bear.
No.
You don't got this, Boo Bear.
He's
Trying real
swinging and
hard.
he's just getting around all of this. But now it is
Dimitri's
Raoul's turn.
trying.
He's
But-
trying.
But now it's Raoul's turn, and Raoul
Oh,
is
and
not
I've done some
happy.
things since his last round that he's not happy about. I've disconnected 2 of his people.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Ritka,
Yeah.
you're in this circle.
Yeah. I am.
You're still connected to it.
I
You don't
I
have
am.
full total control over it. I
I
need
do
you to
not.
make an opposed willpower sorcery roll here.
Oh,
Before
Okay.
he does, he has to roll his willpower against
I know.
my pure
I'm
body
rolling
weight.
that first right now. Watch me do this.
Ah!
Watch me do
Yep.
this.
I know. I just look. It's just my hope.
You know, he could. He could.
Russ has
Fail.
1 move, y'all.
Can we use conviction to force him to reroll?
No.
Party
I don't think we
conviction?
want to do that. I think it's better to us to just roll better. All right, but yeah. So I'm gonna make this supposed willpower sorcery check.
Against him.
Against him. Add +2. 19. That's not terrible.
What about
actually.
anything on the stunt points you can use?
I have
has-
to
it's
win
an
to be able to
opposed-
bump it up.
It's an opposed check, and it has to succeed.
Oh, it has to
Mhm.
succeed.
God bless.
Like, does
He
that
almost
20
crit succeeded.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ritka,
Yeah. What happens to me? I'm just.
You're in
curious.
Delmay's arms. You'll be okay.
you're gonna take 8 damage this round.
Oh, that's fine.
Is
And
it?
you,
Yeah.
I did heal her
you did
Yes,
heal
and
her.
him.
I'm not to 1. I'm to 15.
You're at 8 damage this round,
Mm-hmm.
and you cannot take an action this round.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Major or minor or both?
You cannot take a major action this round.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Do you react?
I think she gets really tense because it's a willpower thing. So I
Yeah,
think
you
you
just
just
feel-
feel
you'll just
you just feel a flex.
You feel him flex. You felt him flex, and you just feel like you've lost control of this circle.
But I freed 2 people first,
Yeah.
and that's what's important. Her friends.
Yep.
I wonder if they can be
Me.
reconnected.
Ritka, it's your turn.
They probably have to be in the circle to do so. I
Unless
can't
that's,
take a major action.
This one's blood.
It's a minor to move.
It is a minor to move, but if I move, do I lose connection with the circle that I have?
Cecilia didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
But Rick,
But the control connection.
Oh,
Yeah.
the control connection. Yeah, not the drain connection.
You're positive you could not maintain control connection if you move out of the circle.
That plays like we're ashing it. Doesn't matter. We can ash from the outside.
I only have. Yeah, we don't. That's not the safest action, but
I would also like to remind you that you are attempting to ash this, but the circle is on fire, so it's a little bit slower
it's
in
tricky.
reacting.
Yeah.
That's why it's not doing it immediately.
Minor actions only. Activate. I don't think that's gonna help me much. Unless it lets me do sorcery, which I don't think it's gonna do. And I can't even shove Delme out.
I mean, I'll allow it for roleplay purposes.
I'll be like, I'm going to push now. I'm gonna push, but not leave. I'm just gonna booty check her out.
You're gonna booty boot me out.
Yeah. All right. Get more ash. Boop.
Well, yeah, because we've got 2 rounds of ash carrying and.
Yeah, if you want to try and prevent yourself from being booted out, you need to oppose her strength might roll.
Just for the lulz, let's see how strong Delme's not. Where be my strength? There it is. Oh,
Good roll crazy.
I have strength. I was rolling fighting. I have that's whisper. I was like, what?
I was like, what?
I was like, Delme is jacked. No, she is not.
Yeah, no.
She is not.
I hip check her out of the fire. I'm like, what? Hip check out of the circle. Just
Alright, so Delme does not take any more damage. She is out of the circle. Vashard.
she's out of the circle, so Lich Boy can't get his grimy runic hands on her.
Hey, Vashard.
You're muted.
Okay. We're gonna do this again. He's looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try. No one helps. Everyone aims. Everyone strikes. 17 for Asen.
Mm-hmm.
9. Okay, the bear rerolls.
The bear
18
hits.
Yeah.
and
Use those dump
Vashard
points.
14.
14 will not hit. But the bear
Alright.
and the wolf will hit.
The bear and the pupper. Okay.
You could do the mighty
So-
thing.
Pupper is gonna do 12. And Ragnar has 6 stun points, right? Because of Russ.
Yeah.
Yep, because he's an ally.
Yep.
All right.
There's that one that gives you 1d6 extra damage.
Yeah.
But lethal blow
but-
gives you 2d6.
Ooh.
Mm,
Yes, except that he is not going to do lethal blow. Oh no, he's going to do lethal blow. No, because he gets the quick bite. Quick bite
He
is
gets to
actually.
make an actual extra attack.
Oh my god, I kept rolling the bite. I should have rolled the claw. Well, my bad. I rolled them and he would have rolled a 19. That's all there is to it. So 2 points for the bite. 1 point because he's gonna knock him prone first.
He doesn't go prone.
He doesn't go prone. Remember, Whisper
Yeah.
tried that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's okay. Does he still have his staff then?
Yes,
He's gonna be disarmed.
that can happen.
So 2 points
Yeah.
disarmed, 2 points bite,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 points half armor.
Okay, so roll your damage and then your extra attack.
Actually, no. You know what? Yes. No. Yeah, he's not gonna try to threaten the Lich.
Yeah.
The Lich can't be threatened. It's fine.
So 13 half armor.
Mm-hmm.
Then quickie bite 18.
Mm-hmm.
13 damage
How
again.
does Ragnar kill this Lich?
I think okay, so how it's gonna go down is with a swipe of the claw, he'll not just knock the staff off, but knock the forearm off the rest of the arm. And probably with the Raoul just turning to see what the hell just happened, with all of his might, Ragnar gets up on both hind legs and will in one bite the entire head off and just crunch the skull with his massive jaws.
Really glad Cecilia wasn't conscious for all this. I'm just gonna throw that out there. This might have been traumatic for her.
Or healing. We don't know.
So you bite down. Ragnar bites down, I should say. And as they do so,
Yeah. I'm waiting for it.
the bites down on this head, and the entire body dissolves into dust and away. Ritka,
Yeah.
I need you to
I'm
do me
ready.
a thing.
Yeah. What
I
is it?
need you to roll me sorcery lore, because you're still in this circle.
I am still in the circle. Yeah. 11.
Cool.
It's kind of poopy.
Hey.
Unless the group does not mind if I
Do it.
Do it,
it.
girl.
Go
Do
ahead.
it.
the group one. All right, sure. All right, I will.
Oh no,
See if it
use
gets better.
use willpower. Sorry, willpower plus sorcery.
Okay,
Sam.
willpower, sorcery. Okay.
Willpower
Um,
sorcery.
+1.
14.
And you didn't get the
no,
sorcerer
plus
in there.
2. Plus 2.
But,
So
15, but
15.
she doesn't have a
16.
focus, so it's just
Oh, I see.
It's 15 plus 1 is 16. Yes. So Ritka,
Yes.
you succeed and are not taken over by a lich looking for its phylactery.
That's amazing.
yeah, because you rolled
Was
like
it,
shit.
wait, hold on. Do in this process, because I'm in the circle and I'm connected to it, because I attempted to take over and he tried to take over me, was Cecilia his old phylactery?
No,
Okay, thank goodness. I'd been like, that'd have been really bad.
no. You based on that roll, you know that it was just because you were in the circle and it was available.
Yeah, I would have been a fresh body for him to hop into.
Yeah, but it's not. But
Okay.
you also know that his phylactery isn't here.
Isn't here in this room?
Isn't here in this room.
Okay.
You do not know where it is, but it was one of those, oh, look, I could go to my phylactery, but this is right here and nice and easy, and I could take it.
And he tried, and I said, nah, bitch.
Yeah,
Do
pretty
you
much.
tell us
Nah,
that?
lich.
And,
But that means I do know his phylactery is not in the immediate vicinity, which is helpful. That means we won't tear this whole study apart looking for it.
and
Um,
now the flames finally die.
and I cut off all the connections. All of them.
So now you're
Just
no
ash
longer-
the whole circle.
Yeah,
now-
and we ash it after, too.
Before-
Keep ashing it, but
Before they can finish ashing it, I'm going to mark Raoul as my prey.
You can't.
I can.
No.
The prey doesn't have to be present for you to mark it, but you must have its trail or something that belongs to it,
But you don't have a trail.
or something
And
that belongs to it.
He's technically dead at the moment.
Oh.
That's the point. He's a lich. He's dead.
he
I
can
thought
come
that death
back.
is just a state of being.
Yeah, death is just a state of being, but
It's
at the current
a state
state
of
of being,
untrackable being.
yeah, it's not. You can't track it. Death. The death disrupts the tracking. Like if you had his phylactery, I would allow it.
That makes sense.
So he actually is dead right now.
Yeah, so if you try to mark it, it wouldn't
So
work.
he'll just come back in 3 days.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
When he
Unless you
comes
find
back
out
to
locker.
life, it's possible that you could then
Would I know that he'll
mark
come
him.
back in 3 days because he wasn't able to take me over and he's headed to his phylactery?
Yes, you do know that. But you
I
know
think-
that right now you can't do anything to him because he's dead.
That's fine. I just continue helping finishing ash the circle. We get ash at every little crevice. I sever all the connections first, and then we ash it just to make sure. And then I will say, he'll be back in 3 days. Just so you
Well,
all know, he's a Lich.
three?
Well, he will be returning to one life possibly in 3 days. 3 days is the minimum waiting period. Just so you
Alright.
know, he's headed for his phylactery at the moment. Because he was not able to possess me. And I just keep
And-
smushing in ash.
And how do we find a phylactery?
That is an excellent question. What do I know about phylacteries? I imagine I probably had to hunt down a couple.
in the meantime, is going to run and examine Cecilia.
So Prax, you know how my Slayer speciality was not always dark fiends and things. It used to be adepts, which if you're a really corrupt adept, you turn into a lich. Would that mean I know maybe like some things about liches?
I would say you could roll it and have
Okay,
a lower
sure,
DD.
sure. That
That'd
sounds
be
good.
sorcery lore, would be my bet.
Sure, I will try to make a knowledge about phylacteries.
As Dimitri goes over to Fedor,
God,
and the
that's
two of them
awful.
are ashing
Yeah.
the whole thing. With a 9,
I'm helping. I'm pushing it in all the crevices
mhm.
because I'm like,
you're
ugh, that did not feel
feeling
good.
every time as you're doing this, you're feeling the circle break more and more away from you, and you know that you could no longer control it at this point.
Yeah, that's why I severed all the connections first, and now I'm like, we will break this really, really good. Break.
So, what was the question?
I look really drained. That's fine.
I dropped the purifying light.
You drop purifying light. You look really drained, and a little beat to shit would be my bet.
Yeah, well, almost all the damage she took was psychic from the Lich. The zombies didn't do that much, so she's got a few claw marks, but she mostly just looks psychically beat up. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like her veins are probably a little weirdly colored.
So, Delme, are you rolling cure or are you rolling intelligence healing lore to determine what's wrong with Cecilia?
I don't have healing lore.
So you could roll intelligence to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's try that.
Uh,
I'm also going to call Russ down to help me look.
Russ does not have any of those skills, and he's not.
Oh, you don't have intelligence healing either. Okay,
No,
never
no.
mind.
No, Russ
No.
is not smart, and he cannot heal. He also does not have opposable thumbs, so I don't think you could bandage even
Yeah.
even if you had those
with a
skills.
12, Cecilia is unconscious, but she was tied. You can figure that she's mostly drained, and eventually she will recover. Right now, she's mostly she's asleep, effectively.
Okay. She needs rest.
Mhm.
Okay.
Extensive rest. You're not sure exactly what else could be going on, but that.
Okay.
Ritzka,
Mm-hmm.
you know that a lich will return to its phylactery. You have found many different types of phylacteries, and they all vary by lich. So you would have to know, and you know that's one of the things is like you have to know
the person.
Or know about them. And that was one of the things is like if you were hunting down adepts who were turning into liches, you would research who that adept was, go into a lot of it to try and determine what they made their phylactery into.
She'll relay that. Be like, we should need to talk to Cecilia if we want to find out what it is. She may know what he might have used.
Okay. Cecilia's stable, but she needs a lot of rest. I think we all know we don't know how long he was draining her.
At least for today. At some point.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she left earlier today.
We don't know how badly he's drained her.
Pretty badly. Yes, but
should we put her
have
on
3 days.
Ragnar and take her back to the villa?
Oh,
I don't want to keep her here. They've seen lots of people. They've seen people come in and out. That's why.
that's true. Not just this lich.
Yeah.
So not just Raoul. So I suppose we should probably take her back to the villa.
Yeah. And should we tell? I think we should tell my mom that there's a lich in town.
Yes, and that there was, and there will
Though
be.
there was, and yeah. So that nobody else is caught. off on their off foot, without
Okay,
any
so
armor or
who
weapons.
You're muted, trooper.
I didn't say anything yet. The Sovereign's Finest, which does include Ritka, but not Fedor and Dimitri.
No, it doesn't. That's so rude. Why do you keep excluding 2 out of the 3 Kurnish people here? It's so rude.
They're not in the Sovereign's Finest.
Neither is Ritka, so it's fine.
Ritka gets a paycheck though.
Yeah, so
She doesn't collect. She hasn't collected a paycheck since starting this adventure.
Have any
it's
of
been
us?
like 2 days. Also, you
Exactly.
haven't been in town yet.
Also, that was totally like she was totally committing fraud,
Identity
So-
theft?
identity theft. So technically, she wasn't collecting paychecks. Her sister was, and she was just stealing those along with her identity.
This sister's a vampire. Identity
They've
theft
never
for
written
grabs
out a check to Ritka Sokolov, so she's never collected a paycheck from the Sovereign's Finest.
Yeah, but you ate that food.
So you're all connected, except for Fedor and Dimitri. Dimitri has gone over to Fedor and is kind of like going through the, the after torment protocol.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah.
Who's more injured of the two of them? I know I can't cure Ritka
Fedor.
again until she does natural.
Fedor is the only one who actually took
healing?
damage, but he took minimal damage at that.
Mm-hmm. He just was tormented for like 6+ rounds.
rounds.
That's really sucky.
But it only does. But the Lich only does damage the first
When he
round of the
initially
torment
casts it,
because
yeah.
they have brutal arcane casting, which basically means they can add damage to anything that they do that causes pain. It's great.
So only Ritka is somebody that needs healing, but
And
Delme
it got
can
the
no
shit
longer
beat out of
heal.
her.
You
Yeah.
can do the.
You
can
need
do the
to
plain
heal
healing.
naturally before I can heal you. Huh?
Yeah, but you can do the plain healing on her.
But I don't have intelligence healing.
You can do
But you have
cure on
intelligence.
her.
Yeah, you use cure already, but you can do because it's a major action. Anyone can heal. You
Anyone
just
can
have
Okay.
heal. If you have
Yeah,
the
you just
focus,
have
you just get a
bandages.
+2.
I'm gonna look around the room to see, or at least go look for Cecilia's bag, which has bandages and her other healing things. And I'll like to do like the non-magical healing, the bandaging.
Well,
of
there's like this is Cecilia's study, and if you go down to like her room, which is down the hall, it's not that far. It's like the second or third room down the hall, or corridor that goes around this atrium or this courtyard in the middle. You can find her bag really easily in this
Okay.
bedroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Just an intelligence chest, TN11.
That's it.
Nope, that's fine.
No.
Well, I'm
I mean,
gonna try to heal Fedor. Just. Wow, I am a tired
Wow.
girl.
You are.
Let's see if I can do it
You're,
do myself.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Dimitri is in full-on post-torment protocol, which is like like the extreme pins.
Here's
and
a glass
needles.
of water.
Here's
yeah.
a glass of water, hold it, and he's going to start like rubbing Fedor's
Rubbing the limbs,
arms to
yeah.
kind of like get rid of the pins and needles and help him walk it off.
Yeah.
Those are some abhorrent rolls, y'all.
Vishard, what are you doing?
Russ was going to say something once he pulled up that
Okay, Russ has
second
got
call.
Russ has got the thing up. Sorry.
Senior envoy. Do you want me to connect you to the first envoy?
Yes. Where's Cecilia? And then
Right.
he would look around.
Over there.
Right by Delme.
Is she gonna make it?
Oh, yes. Delme had said that she's steady but needs rest. She's stable but needs a lot of rest.
Okay.
And that they should take her on Ragnar back out of this house.
Or also could go to the Sovereign's Finest headquarters.
They have healers there.
Mm.
Yeah. And also we need to warn everyone
Mm-hmm.
that there was a lich in this city.
Oh yeah, Delme was gonna call her mom on their way home and let her do that.
Which
If-
is why Russ pulled up the thing to say we need to tell our boss, because like again, your mom is not our boss. But he doesn't say that. He's just like, you're like, I should call my mom. Pull up the call. Senior envoy shouldn't be alert.
So you have to. Yeah. So okay.
It has a call with all the folks. We should probably. Would you
Mhm.
like me to connect you to the Sovereign's envoy?
Yes, please.
All right. Like, waits a couple beats to make sure nobody has anything else to say when I say psychically.
I'm just gonna sit down here and rest.
Pulls it down.
Can I check on Fedor and Dimitri and assist in the post-torment protocol? She was just psychically really beat up, but she didn't get tormented, so.
I connect Vashard and Surik.
First envoy.
Senior Envoy Daly, Senior Envoy Russet. I'm assuming since it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're waking me up that shit's gone sideways. What's gone sideways?
There is a Lich in Aldis. Or there was a Lich in Aldis. And I can't believe that no one's ever found it.
Fuck! This is a mental connection, and I need to determine. No, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's an old lady, and she really doesn't give a shit.
She's not that old, she's my mom!
She's a night person, and you're 60, at least.
Yeah. So?
Let's not talk about how old she is. She is. You can hear the running commentary. Vashard, how many languages do you speak?
2. I speak Alden and Kurnish.
Okay, so it starts in Alden and then switches. You can kind of recognize a couple of the curses in Kurnish, and then it goes into like 4 more languages. And you're kind of becoming mildly impressed at both the breadth and depth of her ability to curse in a mental space, as she's like, all right, I am now fully awake, and where are you? You'll have a full squad of adepts.
We need healers immediately, and we need people able to track a phylactery. Also, we need to know everything that the finest could know about this. Oh shoot, what's Cecilia's last name?
Valent.
Valent.
About this Raoul Valent. He's the brother of Cecilia, who was part of our squad.
Well, this just
is still part of our squad.
Okay, good. I
She's
was
not
about to
dead.
say that this is just a. Thanks. This is a great.
But she's injured.
You'll have a healing squad there in 15 minutes. We'll
At the Valent estate is where the Lich was. So
Good.
That's where we are.
Well, I'll have a full squad there in 15 minutes. Do not leave. I will be there in 15 minutes. I reiterate again. Do not leave. I hate dead folk. And you hear the connection break.
Because, like,
This
so,
is
you
just a
know, us
standard
Carnish people, we're just gonna go. No, she doesn't actually say that. She just thinks about it real hard.
Before he drops his senior envoy, is there anything you want me to relay or anything you need from me before I cut this off?
How
No.
did all of this happen? Oh, sorry.
No, that's
Senior
was
is me.
Bouchard. Yeah,
Oh,
after
senior.
the
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
How did all of this start?
probably when he died, he became a lich, and that's probably.
Oh,
what was
I
happening.
meant tonight.
Oh. We were taken to some sort of dive bar.
It is not a
brothel.
dive bar. I object to that. Lysaea is not that.
That's how it was described.
It was described as a local. It was not a dive bar.
It was the joke that every bar you went to was a dive bar
This is true.
because. But
Yeah,
that
but
was
it's
the joke,
local.
not the description. It was local.
Because we were trying to figure out what to describe it, and we landed on local.
Yeah. So there was this brothel / dive bar. While we were there, she's not here. While we were there, turns out the woman who is the proprietress of this bar had some kind of private words with Delmay, and then Delmay said that there are people coming in and out of this estate in a way that would garner suspicion. So called Cecilia. She did not answer, so we went right on over, and that's when I pulled up the call with you and just let you know what was happening each step of the way.
So Cecilia never went to the bar with any one of you?
No, she was going back to her estate to deal with tax things, I think, or something like this. Yeah, she went to her estate. I went to mine to report in. I don't have an estate. You know what I mean?
Yes, I just can't believe we never saw it coming.
This is the same day
There's-
that Vashard and I
Yes.
did our explorations. We went to the library, and then you decided to chill at home because you were extroverted out.
Yeah, but
And then we came to the bar.
I shouldn't have done that. And also, first Lady Talus, then this, then the skull-faced knight. I mean, it feels like we actually lost the war. And that, the Lich King's minions are all over the place.
I don't know if this is the Lich King's minion. It seems like this is probably just what happens when you're corrupted.
How many more people do you think are there in Aldous
Well,
that
that's
have
why you have to
embraced
fight the shadow.
corruption?
That's why you have to fight the shadow in every corner and every space that it is. Because if you...
But there's only 6 of us.
Well, but we're not all of the Sovereign's finest. There's so much
And
of
none
us.
of them were able to find a Lich operating in the middle of the city. We were out on the range for days, even for months at a time. And no head Raoul there was able to, do whatever it is he did to first become corrupted, which is Ritka part of this conversation?
Yep.
Okay.
You
Sorry.
brought everyone back to the call. I was like, no, I thought it was just you
No,
two.
Yeah, I thought you dropped the call.
Okay.
This conversation is just Russ and Bashard.
So he says, someone who has embraced corruption, and he looks very quickly at Ritka. There are physical signs. We know there are physical signs, and yet he was able to hide them from everyone.
I imagine he had some people who were on his side.
And yet he is the brother of a finest healer.
Point of order. You would know that her brother has been dead?
Mm-hmm.
Dead, officially. For,
5,
10
6,
years.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, he would have had to be corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm just saying...
And I mean...
She wasn't a member of the finest until after her brother died.
Yep.
And yet this isn't something that, none of the finest have seen him in town. We were away fighting the war.
I don't think he was actually here in Aldous until recently.
Then someone smuggled in a corpse.
I imagine he was probably up and walking around since he'd been bothering her for some time.
I fucking hate cities.
I bet he wasn't in a city. I bet he was hanging out in the woods.
And yet came here, managed to create this entire ritual thing, this flaming circle.
Look, here's the thing. One of the things that we do as people who care about the future of the world, Sovereign's finest or not, is that we fight the shadow, we fight corruption. Because this is what happens when you start getting corrupt. You disconnect yourself from the will of rebirth. You make the world worse. And all we can do is, keep working to bring people into the light.
Well, we can't be everywhere at once now, can we?
No, but that's why there's more of us.
While we're off dealing with Talus or whoever, do you really think that the city will be safe?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I'm starting to think that there is something rotten in all this.
I don't think so. I think that because you have to remember that in times of great, great danger, the Golden Heart will come.
The Golden Heart might be too late.
No, the Golden Heart is a manifestation of all of our goodness and all of those who are uncorrupt. When it is needed, the Golden Heart will come. It doesn't have to travel from a mountain. It manifests. And remember, we're not the only ones. Think about this. While we're doing our thing, somewhere in another corner, there's some other team of Sovereign's Finest or Knights of the Rose fighting corruption in some other way, or a spirit dancer.
And yet,
Manfrey was fighting while we were in a different place.
Granted, but how many Knights of the Skull / corrupted individual or whatever you want to call them did we encounter in such a short amount of time?
Well, the Lich King is being reborn is probably newly done, and that's going to cause trouble. But
and yet the heart still isn't there, so people do not believe that they're in danger.
No, it's not. Right now, we had an entire Lich King for centuries. The Golden Heart's for here. It's not like this is a struggle. You struggle against the darkness and the corruption in yourself and in others. It's not like there's some sort of magic arrow or bolt that'll just make everything go away. Why do you think that in Kern they slaughtered almost all the Raiden that existed? Why do you think even before that, in the old times, all they do is try to slaughter Raiden? Because they know that if we all work together, we can defeat them. We can overcome the corruption. We have to be vigilant and use kindness and love and unity and joy. And if we do that, then we can overcome, but we can't lose hope.
I just looked down at the mangled body. This was not kindness or joy.
No, because that one did not embrace the light. They embraced corruption instead. That's why every act of kindness and love that we give to others helps fight someone becoming like that. I think about this Raoul. Raoul fell to corruption. No one stopped Raoul from embracing sorcery and darkness. That's our job, is to reach out, show people love and unity, and help them follow the light rather than the shadow, to be their star self, not their shadow self. Besides just fighting monsters, one of the things we do is we give people hope. That's just as important.
And that's where we're gonna... Because we have run very late. I appreciate each and every one of you for staying with me. That combat ran a little longer than expected, with 16 skeletons.
Oh, Lichy Lich.
But we'll go around, share some love with everybody, and then do your spiel, do all the good things, and I will save myself to the end. We'll go in the same order we started in, so we'll start with Pooja. How are you doing? How are you feeling? You did not die to a Lich.
I did not die to a Lich, woohoo! And I got, well, Delmay continues to think it was magical me, not Russ's purifying light. But you know what? We're just gonna hold that in our heart. It makes it feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a really good time tonight, and for those of you who are still here watching us, thank you. I am Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at Pooja and at Poojabaraki on Instagram and in the Twitch chat. And let's see. Quickly, I will be on Tuesday. I will be on the Manapot Studios Twitch channel playing Flights of Fandom, where it's week 2 of the Control Flight for Spoopy Month. On Wednesday, I still don't know if we're airing or not, but you'll get more details if we are airing a brand new show on Wednesday. It'll be on my Twitter. Thursday, Simon's channel, Wandering DM, playing Sentinels RPG, comic book superheroes with audience participation. Good times for all. Next Saturday, brand new stream. Also, yes, I'm losing my mind because I've got lots of things happening. Brand new D&D 5e stream set in our DM's verse. It's an all queer cast. It's going to be on the brand new Twitch channel, Total Party Kiss. And it'll be, yeah, I know.
That's good.
It's such a good name. We're like, yeah. But it's a horror-themed campaign, and I have thrown in essentially the most non-horror-esque character I can because I'm a chaos gremlin. And then back here on Sunday for Romance of the Blue Rose with these lovely folks. But yeah, that's me. And oh yeah, links for everything and more information will be on my Twitter page and the link in my bio on Twitter.
Indeed. Always check what Pooja's got going. Wait, I forgot to do the other thing. I forgot to do this part. The links for all everybody's Twitter is in the chat, so follow them. Make sure you follow those people and follow whatever Pooja's doing because she is fabulous and does all of these really great things and all these really great shows on these really great channels. And then directly underneath Pooja, the individual who did not get to introduce themselves this evening, hey Trooper, how are you?
Hey, I'm the Trooper SAP. Woo! You can find me on Trooper SAP here on this channel. No, this channel is Prax, Agori, that's Symaphoria, but you can find me on this channel on Wednesdays at 8 for Witcher Wednesday, Sundays at 8 for Romance of the Blue Rose, on my channel, Trooper SJP, at 7 p.m. on Friday for City of Light and Shadow. This week, you can also find me at 11 p.m. over at Little Red Dot's channel for a one-shot for Nerdburger Con. It's Die Laughing. Then I think all I would say is my love to Pooja for the booty bump. Love to Vashard for the overwhelmingness of what happens when people get all corrupted and his concern about it. And then love to Lindy for some choices that involve perhaps corruption, and I'm very impressed that you were able to succeed in the one no corruption role that you had to make, and I'm glad for it because I would hate for you to embrace corruption because you see what happens, you lose a head, just like that.
Yeah, but
That
it
was me.
comes back.
It hasn't embraced it since leaving Kern. That
It's a
doesn't mean
slippery
she hasn't
slope.
done sorcery.
Which I think
And
is
also apparently tax fraud, but you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Identity theft mostly.
Injured. And then that leads to Lindy. Hey Lindy, how are you? How's
Hi,
Rika doing?
I'm Lindy, and I would never do identity theft outside of a TTRPG.
A good call, a good statement to
Yes, I feel like that was needed. Lots of love to I loved just watching Trooper's face. It's hard to see sometimes through the mask, but through some of the choices, and he'd be like, are you sure you? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think he helped push me because I was like, do I? And then I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. So love for Trooper and his
Concern.
like should you do sorcery? The answer is sometimes, maybe. Love for Bashard and his menagerie for just kicking butt, coming in and just putting a hurt on that Lich, and then just Delmay. I really loved that. I can't think of exactly what it was earlier, but that one quip she dropped, I was like, yes, this is why we brought you here. For the quip.
Was it move Lich, get out of the way?
Yes, it was move Lich, get out the way, and I was like, yes, thank you. I loved it. And love for Prax for being like, you could use just a little sorcery, because I love that, because it was super risky. It's like so much more risky and dangerous and all this, and I was like, ooh, do I, don't I? She wouldn't have, but she didn't want Cecilia or Delmay to die, so she had to for her friends, because that's not terrible. But she's fine. Everything's fine.
I was just seeing you disconnecting Cecilia and being like, oh, I'm really injured. I could just take a little bit right now. Maybe I can even take some from Raoul. Just like, Who knows? Like, I was just waiting for you to just like power up.
No, she did it to disconnect her friends so that if ashing the circle didn't work, or if it didn't go correctly because it wasn't 100% like the safest guaranteed thing, she's like, cutting them off is the safest guaranteed way, and she cut them both off before herself. So, you know, she's gotten a lot better. She just, you know, it's tricky. But you can find me making equally questionable decisions in other games online at Laugh Love Lindy. You will next be able to see me on Friday. No, God, it's Sunday. Where am I at in the week? You will see me tomorrow and Tuesday on my channel playing Dungeons and Dragons. Wow. Time. What is time? What are weekends? I don't know. They're gone, apparently. And then you can find me back here on Wednesday for some witchering. Just kicked a bunch of drowner butt, and now my stepdad's on the boat. That's gonna be awkward. But I stopped him from drowning, so that's hopefully less awkward, because it'd be really awkward if I brought him aboard. He drowned on the boat. And then on Friday, you can find me on Trooper's channel for some City of Light and Shadow, and that'll be a lot of fun. And maybe you'll find me somewhere else on Friday as well. But you know, whatever. Just keep your eyes open, I guess. That's me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are things that might be happening. Hey, Simon, how are you? How are you doing? How's Vashard doing? Nobody died.
Vashard is good. I think we're gonna need to have a chat with Ragnar.
About eating things he's not allowed to eat?
Well, he just needs to not do that to living people.
Okay.
And also, this is not how we kiss.
It might be how bears kiss.
Yeah, I hope not. Simon's doing great. I'm going to give a love today to Pooja for 16 zombies. And then-
Unintentional love.
unintentional zombies, but also to Lindy for valiantly fighting with a candlestick and also not falling to sorcery. And to Trooper, who keeps trying to convince Vashard that a wheel of life and everything, and one day Vashard will get it through his thick skull how things are supposed to work and everything.
Look, I couldn't say it in this terms, but I would just say, look, there are other PC groups in the world.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you know,
I
we're not the only PC group. Like, there got to be other PC groups doing stuff in other parts of the
Yes,
world.
but the world is vast.
Yes, and lots of things are happening.
But also, Vashard is going to start dipping his toes into that dance thing that Russ keeps talking about. I think he's going to go to like a dance hall or something at some point.
It's not really a dance hall, but it's fine. A dance hall's different. Like, never mind.
Yeah, and then
Burlesque.
you can find me. What day are we? Oh yes, on Wednesday for Witcher here at 8 p.m. Then on Thursday on my channel for Sentinels of the Multiverse, we are closing in on our second run of 6 issues, as the players now find themselves fugitives of the law. So we're starting the actual sort of post-Civil War MCU type of thing, except that 95% of all heroes have disappeared. And then on Friday, I'm not going to be streaming this week on Friday. Saturday for Scion, we're going to be back because hopefully I won't have a 48-hour migraine. And then back next Sunday here. As for this month, so my friend Anino has his birthday this month, and for the entire month of October over on my channel, we are raising money for Races, the charity of choice that Anino chose, and the entire month, basically, any money we raise through like our donations to the Tiltify and everything will go to the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education. And what's the other one? Legal services. Sorry. And then there are, so if you look at his campaign on Tiltify, I think you can find it on his Twitter. There are tiers with prizes and everything. But to add to that, because we are in the month of October, on October 31st, there will be, and I'm announcing it here first, a horror twofer, the trailers for which will appear tomorrow, as well as the cast sheet, or at least the forms. If people want to play, we're going to be playing 2 games. So I'm going to be streaming something like 7 hours for charity on October 31st. The first game will be Chris Spivey's Haunted West. So we're going to play in a truer version of the Wild West, but also a weirder version of the Wild West.
It's such a good game.
And then after that, we're going to be playing They Came From Beneath the Sea, which is a 1950s B-movie horror game that I have recorded the campiest trailer I have ever done with the worst transatlantic accent you will ever hear.
I need this in my life.
So I'm actually putting
we all
together, I was putting together the Haunted West trailer earlier today. I'm going to finish it tonight, record everything, shove everything together, and tomorrow you will see and hear all of it in its glorious pixelated 4:3 ratio glory.
Look for that. Look for that.
Yeah. And of course, we're gonna have like prizes and stuff on the 31st. All of it going to races. I'm done.
No, it's great. Support charities. I support charity work. All of these things are good. Do all of these things. Support all of these things. As for me, hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Dunlin on Twitter, Prexagorthesmia4. You see me around here on Twitch, and I've been slightly having a lot of fun, and so I've been doing some things. So you might see me, depending on how things go and how I'm feeling about life, you might see me on Tuesday, because we're in the middle of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, push for the Perfect Destroy ending, and my Paragrade Shepherd is finishing all those. We're in the middle of Mass Effect 2, hitting some fun times. We're getting there. We'll be back Wednesday with Witcher Roads Home, and where, look, sleeping beauty curses and dads who've been missing for 50 years. Just saying. That's the thing.
It's fine.
It's all fine. And then Friday, we are going to have the last of our solo episodes for Mekton Starblade Battalion Seeds, and we're introducing a brand new character. And you should come and see this character. I have seen the previews, I have seen the costume and the wig. Y'all need to come see this.
I heard rumor that whoever this character is, they have a lot of siblings. That's all I've heard.
I can't comment. You'll have to come and find out. You'll have to come and find out. Who knows? I can't comment.
And the siblings are all cannibals and mass murderers.
Also cannot comment.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely you probably want to find out about the humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah, that's the thing. But that'll be Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Then we'll be back here Sunday for more Romance the Blue Rose. And other than that, check my Twitter, because I post where I'm going to be. And sometimes, I'll just do random things, because I like doing random fun things with all of these people who are fabulous and fun. Also, I see you over there on Twitter. Thank you, or on YouTube. Thank you again for all of your doing and all of the hanging out. We're going to go and send love to someone. I hope we can do that. Oh! High Shelf Collective is up. We should go raid them, because they raid us frequently, so we should go do that. We're gonna send them some love, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.